know it's far overdue. Skies are black and no one to call out to. Filtering breath singing in the cold air. 100 years of glory and sadness too. Nothing could compare to all you've been through. In this long despair, tears are falling, falling. Rivers calling, eyes are shut tight, can no longer fight. But don't you forget to keep your head up high. In this free tool of rebirth, the kingdom shines bright. So rise up from the ashes, dear one. Rise up brilliantly. Go rise up with the flames of vigor. Radiant sorrow, beauty. No turning back, no making back. Embracing all the darkness. So rise up from the ashes, dear one. Glowing red and bold. Go rise up. Towards the altar of the scorching bright sun. Nothing could stop your journey, oh no one. Despite all the doubts, you keep flying, flying. All are crying, you're here last. The time passed so fast, but don't you forget everything that's begun. In the burning flame you shine with a melodious cry. So rise up from the ashes, dear one. Rise up brilliantly. Go rise up with the flames of vigor. Radiant sorrow, beauty. No turning back, no making back. Embracing all the darkness. So rise up from the ashes, dear one. Glowing red and bold. Go rise up. At times you get dragged onto the pit again and again. Well, just catch your breath this time, go rise up. So rise up from the ashes, dear one. Rise up brilliantly. Go rise up with the flames of vigor. Radiant sorrow, beauty. No turning back, go make it back. Embracing all the darkness. So rise up from the ashes, dear one. Glowing red and bold. Go rise up.
Hello everyone and welcome to the first step towards the America's Cup. This is day one of the SWC 2024 America's Prelims. My name is Evan and I am so stoked to be joined at the table by Thompson and Stoic. What's going on, Stoic? How are you today?
Evan, I am super excited. This is a tournament we've all been waiting for. This is America's Cup.
Oh yeah, and Thompson, it's awesome to see you at the caster's desk, man.
I'm extremely thrilled to be here. I love talking about Summoner's War with a group of friends, and I'm just glad to be here now.
I'm so happy to report, man. We got a lot of great Summoner's War ahead of us today. Here's the overview of the journey that we're going to be undertaking today. I said it at the top of the show. Today is day one of a 3-day event for the America's Prelims. We've got the second day tomorrow, and then that third day will be next weekend, and that's what we like to call the redemption bracket. Everybody who gets knocked out in the double elimination bracket today will be featured there for a second chance. A second chance at what, you ask? Well, a slice at a $214,000 prize pool at the SWC World Finals. But first, they got to qualify for the America's Cup. And I'm happy to report, too, that those SWC emblems from 2023 are making a return. Just by hanging out, watching some games, and typing in some codes, you can accumulate emblems, and you can spend them in their own aptly named shop. And of course, you'll want to save them for things like the LD scroll, the legend scroll, etc. Excuse me. Now we've got the bracket for day one ahead of us. We have a lot of people here and some new faces. Thompson, what match stands out to you?
Well, I talk to all of them on a regular basis. But my most exciting match is going to be the MINISHINI match versus Gab. MINISHINI presenting a bunch of LDs, and also Gab really good at using his LDs, both Vivachel and Bella.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Tons of new faces here. We got BIGV and TOPAV to look forward to as well. And then this is a look ahead at day number 2. Now, Stoic, one name at the top here stands out to me from the Legend tournaments that passed.
Yep, that's right. That's Ladrillo. Ladrillo is a Legends Tournament champion. This is someone that a lot of people are putting their predictions on, and they're thinking that this guy is going to yield results and hopefully rewards, of course, when you get those predictions right. So that's someone that a lot of people are giving a lot of attention to.
Yes, and absolutely. Folks in chat, too, take extra special note. We're going to have 2 players qualified for the America's Cup at the end of each of these days, and then we'll show day 3's bracket once we have it populated, but that's exactly what we're here to do today. And that first game, MINISHINI versus Gab. Thompson, you were talking about it a little bit there. MINISHINI features quite a few LDs, and we're about to see a look at their past favorite way to draft. What can you tell me about MINISHINI and his play style?
Well, for me, it's always hard to draft against MINISHINI because he has so many options for speed lead. The special ones comes to Panthos and Wedjat. But actually, his most picked unit is not on the list right now. His most picked unit is going to be Gianna and Kavarchi. So I'm excited to see how he brings that into the draft.
That brings me back to the conversation we were having on stream yesterday about how you were saying Gianna may be one of the best, if not the best LD5 in the game right now. And Stoic, here we've got his opponent, Gab. Tell me a little bit about what you see here.
Well, I do believe Gab is going to be a reactive player, so basing off of what MINISHINI is going to bring to the table, Gab is going to go in that direction, whether he's showcasing a 33 speed lead, ready to bring in a segment to kind of interrupt the play that MINISHINI might be bringing to the table here. So it'll be very interesting to see the avenues Gab chooses to take and try to get his victories over someone who has way more tools and utility in his box than he does.
Disruption will be the name of the game. Here we go. We got both these players for their first time on the SWC stage. Gab versus MINISHINI starting us off on day 1 of the SWC 2024 America's Prelims. Stoic and Thompson, take it away.
Woo! Here we go, guys. Gab versus MINISHINI. This is our round 1, our very first match, kicking off America's Cup Prelims right here. Pre-bans getting locked in now.
I'm hoping to see a Vivachel and Gianna ban. Oh, Vivachel and Laura is as good. This way, both of them aren't that comfortable.
Well, we'll see what happens. We've got that first pick on the right side of the field. Gab, he's going to be potentially taking something away, or maybe even showcasing the direction he's going to take his draft.
Scar first pick's a great pick. Now MINISHINI could either take one of the speed lead, as in Chandra, away, and Bella.
Ooh, we're showcasing a Wedgette here, 24 speed lead. With that Veligil, Gab is just locking in that Chandra and a Juno. Interesting.
I kind of disagree giving Gab the Chandra, but MINISHINI just has too many tools and options.
Yeah, that might be the case there, but looks like Julien is going to make it in here with the Hagang being drafted by MINISHINI.
Hagang is going to be such a force ban with all these immunities and defense buffs coming from Wedgette and Bella.
Oh, most definitely. See what Gab's going to wrap up his draft after seeing that Light, Vampire, and Hagang. I think Gab might need a little bit more damage, something a little threatening on the side of Gab, and it looks like Gabsu might be one of those units he's going to bring here. And the Bella!
Interesting to know, he drafted Gapsu, which is really, really a force ban MINISHINI has to be worried about, because Gapsu both counters Wedgette, Bella, and also Julien.
There's a lot of sustain on the side of MINISHINI, giving Gapsu lots of room there to gain plenty of attack bar. See what this last unit can be from MINISHINI. He's running out of time here.
Yeah, MINISHINI could absolutely just pick a healer and ban the Gapsu.
Oof. Is that what happened? Are we just seeing an Ada right now with a Gapsu ban? I think you are right. Hagang's kind of dangerous. Gapsu kind of dangerous. Oh my god, we're going to see a Bella and Julien ban.
Yeah, Gapsu's going to put in a lot of work this game, but also Hagang will put in a lot of work. So let's just see how this game pans out.
Well, 24 speed lead for both players here. And here we go, guys. Round one. Gab versus MINISHINI, and we have Wedgette taking turn one.
That Artemill being built very slow, very tanky, and dealing tons of damage. But you're going to have to crit 10 times before he gains the full stack.
Exactly. So there goes that big second skill from Hagang. Glancing does get applied, of course, to the Juno, and Juno will gladly take those negative effects there. Big cleanse coming out from Veligil, and a Despair Stun goes out to Sagar.
Very lucky Despair Stun. Very lucky Despair Stun again.
Indeed. We're going to see a little bit of attack bar pushback here potentially on the Gapsu. No, opting to just poke the Chandra.
Right now, Gab is looking to tunnel all his damage into either Veligil or Artemill.
Oh man, MINISHINI was hoping for a defense break there so he can really take advantage of that Cigar with Ada, but that's not going to happen there. Branding does apply on top of the Veligil, but we have a hug coming out. This hug should be going on to Cigar, and it is. Third skill comes out, looking for some slows and despairs.
All these debuffs are going to be turned into attack bar for Gapsu on MINISHINI's side.
Yes, it is. A little bit of damage runs right into that Veligil. Chandra does get Despair stunned up here. This is a lot of Despair stuns coming out of Ada, so Ada actually performing pretty well right now. And I do like Wedgette going into the Juno, pushing back that attack bar as much as possible. Big third skills coming out here from Cigar. Goes right onto the Veligil. Landing provokes across the field. Once again, Despair stunning up this Cigar.
Arda about to have 7 stacks, almost 10 stacks this Arda.
Yeah, he's really pummeling that damage. Having that defense buff quite nice with an Ada. We do know, especially Thompson and I, the kind of damage Ada can bring to the table here.
Huge stun from the Gapsu. After the nerf, I feel like Gapsu almost never stuns anymore.
Right? I kind of feel that way as well. Ada, primed and ready. We've got some serious damage that can come out here. I do wonder if this is a crit damage build. I know we saw it on a slower build, so it may be on a crit damage build, but it looks like Juno seems to be that unit of focus right now.
100% a crit damage build. What I don't like about Arda, there's too many Despair units and stun units on the other end. Also, Cigar has a defense break, and it really nerfs Arda's efficiency.
Most definitely. I think we're going to see that second skill might come out here. Are we opting for more first skills? He is. He's really trying to push back the attack bar of that Juno. He doesn't want to see it get a turn here. Big Despair Stun. I'm sure that Juno does not mind at all. But we are going to lose a unit on the side of MINISHINI.
I honestly can't see a way for MINISHINI to come back from this game, especially because he didn't go for the ban on the Gapsu.
Yeah, Gapsu really is a problematic unit right now. It's gaining so much attack power, but it's also showcasing good damage with that second skill, and just, it's so tanky. How do you get rid of such a thick boy like Gapsu?
Well, as a Wedgette user myself, if you see a Gapsu on the other end, there's almost no way to beat it.
Oh, man. I mean, even this Juno right now is showcasing plenty of damage to get rid of the tanky unit that's supposed to be really tanky. This Ada, but that defense break coming from the Cigar really puts a damper on what MINISHINI's trying to do here.
Did you notice Gapsu's attack bar on that last play when Wedjack healed the Artemil?
Yeah, it was very bad. We've got this Gapsu taking way too many turns. Gab with a round 1 victory over MINISHINI.
A little slight mistake from MINISHINI, but I'm sure he could rebound back.
Well, let's see what's going to happen here. Those pre-bans from last time, Vivachill and Laura, they are now available as we get into round number 2. New pre-bans locking in here.
If I'm MINISHINI, I could actually consider not banning the Bella and going for the Hey Gang or Chandra pre-ban.
Let's see what he's going to do here, because we do have a lot of time in the pre-ban phase. There's a lot of thinking that can go through, and it looks like there's that Hey Gang. You wanted to see the Hey Gang banned. Hey Gang is going to be banned, but we have it on MINISHINI's side. We have a Julianne getting banned by Gab.
Now MINISHINI could consider taking the Cigar first pick or the Chandra first pick.
I do think those are really good first picks. I'm curious to see what MINISHINI is going to do here. And it is going to be Cigar in the form of Wind Bison. We know those are the same units here due to collab.
So he gave Gab the Chandra.
If he's going to take that here, we do have options. We could see the Chandra Veladriel come out from Gab.
It's probably going to be a Chandra Viva. Or Vela Chandra.
Yep, there it is. So we're breaking up the trio. Cigar on one side, Viva and Chandra on the other. Whew, that's going to be a issue. This is such a great unit. We're going to see that light puppeteer coming out with the Water Twin Angels.
Yeah. Now Gab could be considering Segment in the back pocket or Ethna as well.
I think so, exactly that as well. I think he needs to bring in those turn 1 interrupters. I think what we're seeing right now from MINISHINI is we're setting up for some really big damage here that will wrap up MINISHINI's draft. And we are going to see the 33 speed lead. It's going to be that Oliver. There's that Ethna, exactly like you said.
Great picks all around. No, MINISHINI actually do have a Tian Liang he could consider bringing out because there you go.
You nailed it. Like, he flashes the Tian Lang. He does bring the Tian Lang back. There is Laura. Yeah, Laura is very great. It's a very fast unit to help interrupt potentially this Ethna.
And the queen of RTA is out, Gianna.
Yeah, Gianna, what an incredible unit. It is very, very, very good in today's meta right now. So that's going to be it for MINISHINI's draft. Wraps up the Laura and Gianna. Gab with one last pick. Thompson, I have no clue what Gab needs right now.
Perfect pick is either Juno or Segment, and he's looking at a ban on the Gianna.
Oh, man, I think the Gianna does have to get banned out here. And I guess the Juno is going to be really, really great here. Banning out that Juno, that Gianna could be very beneficial. We're going to see a Cigar ban. So Cigar gets banned out, and so does the Ethna.
Yes, Ethna is the only unit contesting speed on Gab side, so great ban on Ethna.
Well, there's a 33 speed lead for Gab and a 24 for MINISHINI. Definitely expecting MINISHINI to take that turn 1 with those very fast units.
He's going to have to really figure out how to deal with the Juno. Once the Juno is down, Gab's team will crumble.
See what happens. We're going to go with the 3-turn immunity, 3-turn attack buff. This is a lot of buffs here for Lore. Let's see what kind of additional damage. Let's see what kind of damage we're seeing from this Lore. 2.7, 2.8. Pretty good damage. Built on Violent. We're getting that additional turn. Does he take advantage of his opponent here, potentially stunning up this Oliver and Chandra?
That's a lot of buffs for Juno, not Laura.
Oh, very good point. Very good point. Juno has a lot to strip here. Are we setting up a defense break? What are we going to do here? And it looks like he is going to go for it. A little bit of attack bar. No attack bar pushback. Defense break does land. Can he do something about this Veladriel?
Absolutely. Gianna's about to go to work. That's why we're talking about banning the Gianna.
Well, here's that Juno with that big skill. Lands absolutely every single strip. That's a lot of dots sitting on one side of the field. Beautiful additional turn coming out of this Veladriel. Definitely. We cleansing everything. 3-turn immunity is up. We're setting up it and trying to set up a defense break onto that light puppeteer.
Actually, just by with that one turn, looks like Gab has stabilized.
He definitely did here. We're going to see a big second skill coming out on the Water Twin Angels. Gets the cooldown as well. Potentially looking at a Despair Stun, but it's just additional damage rolling into that Gianna.
Now, Gab just has a mark for death for Gianna, and once the Gianna is down, it's going to be a pretty easy win. Wow, triple Despair Stun.
That was wild. Triple Despair Stun goes out. Gianna's down. Laura's down. The water... Nope, I'm sorry. The Light Puppeteer is down. That was absolutely incredible to see that. Gets that cooldown reset on top of the Laura. More additional damage rolling into that Gianna. MINISHINI, 100% in a lot of trouble right now.
I'm more surprised about the AoE slow than the triple stun.
That is true. That's true. Every unit caught that slow there. You are right. That was very, very fortunate there for Gab. So boy, did he sustain here and really just put MINISHINI on the back foot immediately here. I mean, we've got third skill coming out, second skill, I'm sorry, with that stun coming from the Water Twin Angels. So definitely trying to keep himself alive in this match. But again, like, this Juno is going to be very problematic.
I have to give it to my boy Gab, and MINISHINI not drafting too well. He even got the Laura special, the skill 3 to skill 2.
I know, it was very fortunate that he started that match off like that, but definitely in a lot of trouble right now. Potential stun going out onto Laura, not receiving that stun there, but Oliver's primed, ready to just push back, lots of attack bar, landing all these resets here with a defense break coming out of Villagewell, offering more sustain for Gab. Looking so good right now for Gab.
At this point, Oliver is just going to take over the match.
That's right. I mean, with the lack of immunity, Oliver really is such a powerhouse. Third skill's coming out there, looking at the highest attack bar. That is going to be the Water Twin Angels. Soaks up all that attack bar. He's going to be going next again, but we do have second skill coming out for this light Puppeteer.
Taking an attack bar, but the biggest part is the skill 3 doesn't care about your violent procs anymore. You can violent proc all you want, you're now going to violent proc out a 2-turn cooldown.
Yep, that's right. And there you have it. Gab with a round 2 victory over MINISHINI.
This time, Gab has the first pick. He's going to get his Viva Child pre-ban. And MINISHINI, he could consider pre-banning a lot of units. I mean, Gab could pre-ban a lot of units. There's Kavarchi or Gianna and Julian he could pre-ban.
Definitely. I'm not too sure he's afraid of any of those units. Potentially, he might go right back to that turn 1 again and pre-ban out the Laura. We'll see what Gab chooses to do if we're repeating that first match or not.
I disagree with the pre-ban Laura. I think Kavarchi and Gianna might be a better pre-ban. Only because there's a few units that Gab uses that could counter Laura pretty well.
Let's see what happens here. Let's see where these guys are at, where their heads at after already getting into 2 matches here. And it is going to be Laura again. We're going back to the first match. Viva is going to catch a pre-ban as well.
You're a monster, Stoic. You called it Laura pre-ban.
You know, there's just a rhyme and rhythm that comes with casting SWC that I felt like it was potentially going to be that round 1 again. But we'll see. We've got Cigar getting first picked by Gab.
I like Chandra Vela or Chandra Hegang here. Great picks.
Man, MINISHINI really relying on Wadjet and Velajuel. How do you feel about Wadjet in MINISHINI's draft right now, seeing how his first 2 matches went?
Well, Gab is really trying to bait him to pick one more healing unit, and he has Gapsu in his back pocket. So MINISHINI has to bring a lot of damage because he knows that Gapsu is coming because it counters both Wedja and Velajuel.
Now, I wonder if MINISHINI can kind of like bait that out and bring his own preparation, knowing a Gapsu's coming out there. I'm curious to see if that might happen here. Looks like Gianna and Julian might get drafted by MINISHINI.
Gianna was my pre-ban of choice. It's going to be very interesting watching how Gab is going to deal with Gianna, because Gianna's not that scared into Hegang as well.
No, not that scared indeed. I mean, Gianna, she's so good. She's so
good
right now.
The Gapsu is coming. The Gapsu is coming.
Oh, I wonder if he's going to slam it down. I mean, he's bringing back Hegang for the Gianna. I feel like he's showcasing he's still letting that Gianna through if he's going to do that. He's really debating what this last pick is going to be. And he may have run out of time. I'm not too sure, but Fire Monkey King is going to be that unit.
A very uncertain Fire Monkey King, a very uncertain Hegang. I'm sure he was dancing around his Gapsu, but decided not to pick it last minute, and he decided to bring more damage.
Yeah, I feel like I still want to see more damage out of MINISHINI right now. I don't know what I want as a last pick coming from him, but I do think Masha's really, really good right now. I think Chao's okay.
Absolutely. Chao's a force ban. But that also means a ban on the Hegang. So it's probably
I do think he's banning Hegang. I agree with you. So I think Hagang is going to get the ban. Let's see if Chow gets that ban here, because these guys have been a little unpredictable with the directions they're taking their bans in these matches here. So we're really using up the clock. I mean, this is SWC after all. If you've got time, use that time. Julien is going to catch another ban, and so is Saga.
Oh my god. How did Chow get through?
Well, Chow made it through, potentially looking at a match where MINISHINI can finally get a victory under his belt here, and we've got Wadjet kicking his draft off, so taking turn 1.
Chow looking like a Abyss level 10 boss right now for Gab to push through.
And that bomb's going to land for Gianna. Does land on that Fire Monkey King. That is the unit of focus right now. A little bit of skill 1, additional damage. It was at 1.1 or 1.7. I'm missing that second digit there. But it is damage nevertheless going into the Fire Monkey King. We could boost ourselves up here. But no, he's going for a defense break. He's setting up for some Chow damage.
Yeah, that monkey is dead. The Justice goes through Hug.
Yep, it definitely is, but I think he's going to try and heal himself up here, potentially set up a defense break for his team to utilize it, and he's going to go after that Gianna, not receiving that defense break either. And the Hug will come out. Does he choose to put it onto that Fire Monkey King, knowing? No, he's just going to go skill 3.
That's actually really intelligent.
Well, definitely, there's a lot of damage running into the Gianna there. Yeah, I agree completely. That Hug goes right out to the Juno, and he wants to protect this unit. Does drop that Gianna, but looking at these 3 units just going up against the Chow, it is not looking well for Gab.
This Gab Chandra must be built on max accuracy. I don't know how he lands AoE slow all the time.
I want to know. That's important information. I would like to hear this max accuracy or whatever it is. Did he go for the 100? Did he go for the 85? I have no clue. But landing the slows is just so incredible in ATA matches, and Chandra's been very consistent throughout these matches.
So MINISHINI has to push through full HP Chandra, and then Chow will just solo the rest of the team, right?
Yeah, I believe that's what should happen here, but it looks like a nice Spare Sun goes out on Wadjet now. Does offer a little bit of sustain here coming from Wadjet, and of course the second skill from Veljo. So the sustain is there for MINISHINI, and I think we're lacking a little bit of sustain when it comes to Gab right now.
I thought going for the Hagang was a bad choice, but because of that proc, it became a great choice. Because, you know, Chandra has Hug next.
I know, that's very fortunate that he got that proc there, so nice little Despair Stun going out onto the Veldro. Let's keep in mind, the more units that drop, the harder that this Justice is going to hit. And it looks like Gab is really choosing to push out this Veldro, probably go for this Wadjet as well, and then honestly just rely on Chandra to bring the damage here.
Yes, but if you had to choose between killing a Hagang or killing a Chandra, you have to go kill the Chandra first, right?
I agree with you. Chandra really pumps with the first skill, but in the end, it's probably not going to matter. Look at this Justice damage. Look at these additional turns.
I understand. Chow is just a Giant's boss right now.
Hey, MINISHINI. He's on the board with a victory here, so he's not out just yet. I do think the ban is probably the answer here for Gab and where he should probably improve.
How did Chow get through?
Decisions were made, Thompson. Decisions were made. We've got those pre-bans. It's that Hagang and the Julien getting pre-banned in this round here. First pick's going out to MINISHINI. What do we think he's taking here?
Of course it's going to be a Cigar. I would actually... Cigar is good, but it gives Gab Chandra. I don't know if MINISHINI wants to deal with Chandra.
Well, there it is. So we have the Cigar. Yep. I'm kind of hoping we don't see the Wadjet anymore from MINISHINI. I don't know if you agree with that.
Now it leaves MINISHINI at an interesting spot. He doesn't have the Julien, but he has the Twin Angel and the Kavarchi.
Yep, and that looks like what he's going to be bringing in here. Now we have the Chandra Veladrul. We have a repeat of round 2 with Gab here, and it is going to be Oliver Ethna. These guys are very quick. They know exactly what they wanted to take here. Now, for MINISHINI to be so confident, we're just repeating round 2. Does that mean the bans are going to improve?
It's still going to be a Juno or a Sekhmet from here, and I think it's just going to be a run back. I would like to see the ban on Gianna actually, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, let's see what happens. We do have a Win Robo being showcased by Gab. It is locked in here, so we've got bans coming out right now. We repeating a round 2, or let's see what happens. He banned out the Ethna.
Twin Angel ban. Yes.
Twin Angels and Win Robo getting banned out. Speed lead's coming out for Gab. That Ethna, that's a turn 1 Ethna, 100%.
Ethna's going to be getting the first turn, stunning up a unit. I like minus wind on my Gianna. Hopefully this Gianna has some minus wind.
Let's see, there's that big second skill comes out, lands that defense break on top of the Kavachi. Are we going to go for a third skill and try to drop the Kavachi here? We're about to find out and see what happens.
Of course the third skill is going on the Kavachi.
Holy, that's a lot of damage being showcased there by that Ethna. Third skill is available. Looking to strip the entire team of Gab. Not strip anything at all.
Not having a speed lead is really hurting MINISHINI at this point right now.
Oof, that is really, really rough there. Gab is looking phenomenal right now because Kavachi is definitely going to get dropped here.
Kavachi's going to be down, and he's going to figure out how to tunnel the rest of the damage into the Gianna.
So here's where Kavachi should be dropping here. It does drop that Kavachi. We have skills available, so we can get everybody stunned up, which is kind of important. MINISHINI trying to get some sort of change of wind here, so everybody is going to get stunned up.
That is a game-ending Violent Proc, because he's going to get stunned, he's going to get provoked, AoE pushback.
Yep, and here comes that third skill. So there's the AoE pushback, there's the provokes landing across the field, goes for the reset on top of the Chandra with additional damage rolling into the Ethna. There is, I was going to say, there's no true reason to use that second skill, but he really wants to land those slows, and that's exactly what he's going to be doing here. Gets a provoke on top of the Oliver. Here's that change of winds that we were talking about. We have additional bombs coming out here too.
Yes, Gianna's too much. Gianna keeps getting through the draft.
Wild, man. We get a round 4 victory from MINISHINI. We're going into a game 5.
Wild how Gianna keeps getting through.
I know, that's so crazy that they're doing that, but Hey Gang and Julianne, they are available as we get into round number 5. New pre-bans getting locked in now.
Stoic, are you serious? Do you think he's going to pre-ban Laura? He's going to pre-ban Gianna. Yeah, Gianna's the ban.
Yeah. That's exactly what's happening. So Gianna is going to catch the ban. Viva has been getting banned this entire time. So Viva once again getting banned out here. Gab with the first pick. Does he take the cigar away? It's exactly what he's going to do.
I would like MINISHINI to not go with the Wedgeat and go with the Chandra so he can take that unit away from Gab. Force Gab to pick either Sierra or Oliver.
We're back on the Wedgeat. I don't know about you, Thompson. I think I'm tired of seeing Wedgeat here for MINISHINI. I feel like there's some better options to open the draft up here. Maybe like Water Twin Angels Vela, potentially. But those are the 2 units he's picked, and he's on to the next 2 units.
Yeah, the Wedgeat, MINISHINI probably invested a really great Swift set on Wedgeat, so I could understand that as well.
There's Julianne and Hagang getting drafted. Gab with the Chandra and Juno here. Looking to respond to the Hagang in Julianne. I'm curious to see what Gab's going to wrap up his draft here. Maybe something a little different, because I love when they keep their opponents guessing what they could potentially bring.
Nothing different. It's going to be the Gapsu. We know that. It was very sure. And MINISHINI's got to ban the Gapsu this time. Great Dooman last pick by MINISHINI. Force ban as well.
I do like this. Yes, I couldn't agree more. I think that is a force ban with that Duman, the Duman with the Curse of Death there, which would be fantastic for getting rid of this Gapsu. But I think I'm honestly in the wheelhouse of Gab right now.
Gapsu ban, Duman ban. But also the Julianne's going to counter the Bella pretty well. The skill 2 really hurts the Bella depending on how the game goes out. I still like the Duman ban. I still like the Gapsu ban. Wow.
Wow. I can't believe that.
Gapsu
So we're going to get the Duman
again.
ban. Yeah, I know Gapsu's coming through, and we do have a defense break, and we do have a lot of damage. So that could be what we need to help get rid of that Gapsu. We'll find out, guys. This is round number 5. This is who's going to be moving forward. Let's find out. Wedgeat with turn 1.
I was just saying that MINISHINI must have put a really great rune set on Wedget.
Yeah, I do believe that because that is a very fast Wedget. We are setting up a defense break with this Juno, so Juno's going to be taking some serious damage. Oh, is that the additional turn to help finish off that Juno? MINISHINI with an early advantage.
Yes, Gapsu's gonna put in a lot of work along with Bella, but after that kill, I'm not sure anymore.
I know, because if he can set up a defense break, he's able to really take advantage of this Gapsu. So let's see what happens here, because I think we might be just dropping a Bella here. It's probably a very easy unit to kill. Gets 50%ed just like that, and stunned up.
Yeah, there's not much healing going on in MINISHINI side, so Gapsu's not getting many turns right now either.
Yep, he's got a first skill happening here, looking for a little bit of attack or pushback, potentially getting that Despair Stun is what he was looking for. I think you should probably take out or even just boost up your team. Nope, he is going to take out that Bella. Dropping units, always a good idea.
Yeah, now it's just 4 against 2. These 2 units are meant to be support units and not carry, so they cannot come back.
100% here, so he needs a lot here. So he is trying to push up his team. A little bit of damage goes out. Obviously, the Veladriel is looking a little low right now, but there still is sustain on the side of MINISHINI.
Well, even lands an armor break on Chandra. When everything goes bad, everything goes bad.
Yeah, this is crazy. And there you have it. Round 5 goes to MINISHINI.
Wow, MINISHINI with a clean win after that 5th round there. It's only fitting that the first game of the prelims goes to all 5 rounds there. So, Stoic, with the benefit of hindsight, what monster would you say was the MVP for MINISHINI?
You know, I don't want to say Wedget. I really don't, but I know Wedget is kind of like that unit that really pushes them into that place. I feel like just having really, really nice, I hate saying it, having really nice LD Nat 5s is super beneficial because it really gave his opponent a problem on like what to ban and, you know, what to pre-ban. And it kind of just like came to the picture where Gianna was so good. Even Laura had some great moments as well. But you know, that Laura, Gianna, Wedget, very good units that kind of just made the team work for him.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I feel like the game changer was definitely Doomin, because the draft was all the same, but MINISHINI was able to drop down the Doomin, getting the force ban, and I think that's all she wrote.
Absolutely. I'm really glad you said that, actually, because that was a significant difference in MINISHINI's pick pattern as opposed to previous rounds, and he put himself in a force ban position. And of course, I think this Chow was a little bit of a turning point for MINISHINI because Gab was sitting at a match point win there, and Mini, with that one draft, kind of got the time and the psychological win to pull ahead here. And Stoic, you were calling this out in the beginning. That attempted snipe, that early defeat on the Kovarchi was huge.
Yep, it really was. Well done. It was a really good turn, and I think you got to give MINISHINI a lot of credit here to be down 2 matches and to reverse sweep in the end to going into a game 5. I got to give MINISHINI some credit here. You know, this is SWC. There's a lot of nerves out there. Even Thompson knows what it's like, you know, to be in those kind of moments and to really perform in SWC when you're down 2 matches and you have to perform, you got to play, you got to stay in the match, and it's not easy.
Oh, yeah. He adjusted really well. And also, Thompson, I wanted to spotlight, too. You shouted out how important that Gianna was going to be from the get-go. And I feel like we kind of got to see that in play, especially when there was no Heigang on the side of Gab.
Evan, not important enough to receive a ban.
Yeah, but yet not important enough, right? It didn't see it, but man, that buff really shone through, you know, being able to apply stun came into play a couple times during those rounds. Great first set to start us off, and now we get to move on to TUANTUAN and ZEZAS. ZEZAS, of course, being our point leader, Stoic, from the Americas Summit.
Yep, that's right. We've seen ZEZAS before. He performed phenomenally as our point leader in America's Summit. So I can't help but think he's going to be doing a phenomenal job here as we get into America's Cup, because his opponent having a little less experience than him, TUANTUAN right here.
Oh, yeah. And look at that. Thompson, the Berghild.
TUANTUAN probably has one of the best box in America's Cup. He's the only one that has a Berghild in America's Cup.
Yeah, the only one. And that's, you know, we had that discussion yesterday on stream of who we think the best LDs in the game currently are. And we were kind of settling on Berghild sitting at that number 3 slot, only preceded by Gianna and Julian. And of course, you can make arguments for any one of them being at the top. And here's a better look at ZEZAS. Stoic, walk me through what you see here.
I see someone who's a little familiar to Gab as well, where he's looking to draft and kind of like counter his opponent by interrupting. We see the 33 speed leads. Well, we don't see the 33 speed lead, but I would imagine there's 33 speed leads in the box here. But there's that Ethnum, there's that Sekhmet really taking advantage of the opponent. We're still in that Chandra Vela Cigar meta. It's a really, really solid team. I know we see it all the time. Like, how about not Chandra Vela Cigar? Well, it's like, how about they're a really good combo? You know, it's really tough to not draft something like that.
Yeah, very indicative of the current state of RTA right now. So, of course, they're going to have a presence at SWC 2024. Guys, take it away for ZEZAS versus TUANTUAN.
And here we go, guys. Pre-bans already locked in. Chandra and Kavachi making their way down into the pre-ban here. TUANTUAN with first pick here.
First pick, Swift unit, as in the Twin Angel. Thinking trying to take that first turn over ZEZAS and landing an armor break. Probably going to pick a Julian afterwards.
Also offering that 24 speed lead for his team, which is great. Whoa, ZEZAS locking in the Cigar. This is an excellent pick. And a Shower is going to be coming in here. The Fire Desert Warrior.
Fire Desert Warrior is really strong here.
Yeah, I'm a fan of this unit. It's a unit that I wish I had as well. It's getting so much action, especially when it comes to the SWC platform. We're seeing it in all sorts of regions right now. TUANTUAN, he locked in a Laura, and there's that Julian, exactly like you said.
We all know AoE Shipper is coming and Julian's coming. I don't know why he suffered over the Bison.
And then ZEZAS super quick to locking in that Hey Gang. There's that 33 speed that I know we were going to see it. So he locks in that Oliver, and I can't help but think, is it a Sekhmet? Is it an Ethna wrapping up ZEZAS' draft here?
I want to see a Lucia right here.
See what happens. So it is Fire and Bison. He is locking this in. He's really using up his time here, thinking about this last pick to wrap up TUANTUAN's draft.
Lucia, Meiho Wang. I like Meiho Wang as well. That could work.
Meiho Wang, definitely the more aggressive side of things. Always nice when you have an Oliver on the other side of the field taking lots of turns. Really gives Fire Monkey King great opportunities to, you know, push into a spotlight for him to create an opening. Chow, that's going to be the last pick for ZEZAS. Chow, not so bad.
Chow's a great pick here. It seems like Hey Gang won't be that efficient this game. We'll see about this.
Yep, let's see, because those pre-bans are locking in. Both players, they really are utilizing their time here, because we're going down to the wire when it comes to banning units out. I wonder if they're going to be banning out one of these LD units, but we are going to be seeing both speed leads showcased on both sides of the fields getting banned out, leaving us an HP lead and a defense lead as we get into our very first match with TUANTUAN and ZEZAS.
I do like the bans. Both speed leads got banned out. Let's just see who's going first.
And it is going to be that Laura. Laura's going to be starting us off here. Are we going to open with a third skill? And that's going to cue our Hey Gang.
And if it gets a violent proc, it's a great play. No violent proc.
No proc, but a beautiful second skill. Hey Gang was able to get 2 despair stuns landing glancing across the field, which is quite fortunate there for ZEZAS. Defense break does land on top of that Fire Monkey. I think Fire Monkey King is going to get a lot of attention from this Fire Desert Warrior.
No silences. That's a huge deal. Probably going to be high resistance Bison.
Yep, it is, and we're going to see that nice reset goes out there, landing the provokes on the field, but no provoke's going to land on top of this Fire Monkey King. Fire Monkey King does have second skill. He needs to create an opening, heal up just a little bit, and he does heal up a little bit here. Oh, that is a very fortunate additional turn coming up for ZEZAS. Doesn't drop the Fire Monkey King yet.
Wow, that Fire Monkey King is resilient, but it's going to get dropped now.
It should get dropped now. There's the Chow, goes out, finishes off that Fire Monkey King. We're looking for a provoke and does land on top of the Fire Desert Warrior. Looking for a little bit of attack bar pushback here onto that Fire and Bison. Little bit more damage coming at it as well.
Seems like a lot of people are not respecting the Chow too much.
I know, they're letting the Chow through, and Chow's doing some wonderful things for them every time they are letting it through here. So let's see what is going to happen here. We're landing some provokes. We are getting some additional turns, potentially pushing back some attack bar. Are we going to finish off the Saga here?
Huge proc from the Bison.
Very, very big proc there. AoE stuns! And we almost have all the slows, but all the slows that matter. That's what's important here.
Armor break on the last hit for the Assure.
I know, if he got it early, he would have been in a much better situation. Saga's going to drop to our Julianne. We got a third skill ready coming out of this Fire and Bison Connell. We've got more damage goes out here on the field. So I think we're in a situation of dropping this Fire Desert Warrior before going after the Chow, but we know what happens with that big skill too.
Didn't finish off the Laura.
I think ZEZAS needed to finish off that Laura because he's going to have to invest a little bit of time or one of his turns there to do that, but not if it's going to stay provoked.
This not finishing off the Laura is going to haunt ZEZAS.
That was a beautiful Chow proc. He was able to finish off the Laura, and now Fire and Bison's almost out the door already.
Always alive with 1 HP.
Oh, look at this sustain. Look at this justice damage. ZEZAS with a round 1 victory over TUANTUAN.
ZEZAS said, who are you disrespecting the Chow? Keep disrespecting my Chow.
Oh, man. You know, Chow is so good as that last pick. You know, it comes across as maybe should ban that out or what the heck do I do here moments.
We both thought Chow was going to be the ban, and we were surprised that Chow wasn't. It was the speed leads.
Definitely. Speed leads got banned out there. But we've got a Chandra and we have a Kavachi. They are now available as we get into round number 2 here with new pre-bans locking in. Hagang and Laura? Wow.
Hagang is actually a pretty good pre-ban against ZEZAS. Laura is always consistent, so I can see that.
Oh, ZEZAS has that first pick. And it looks like we're going to be swapping fields here with the Water Twin Angels. Gets taken by ZEZAS. And we have a Wind Saga being drafted by TUANTUAN with his Kavachi.
Cigar, great pick. And Kavachi threatening that speed, the Swift set that ZEZAS has. So.
Definitely does. So there's that Ashawa, the Fire Desert Warrior, being showcased on ZEZAS' side of the field. Now, he did have an Ethna. He took that Ethna back to opt for something else. See if that Smicer is going to be enough here for ZEZAS. TUANTUAN with the Vanessa, and it looks like he's locking in that 33 speed lead. What else can he bring to the table here?
Vanessa pick is a great pick. One of the most picked units in RTA right now.
Oof, and he goes Vanessa, Julianne. So that attack buff Julianne can provide lots of damage here. ZEZAS, you know, I love to see it. We've got that Fire Shadowcaster in here. It's a 120 base speed. It's a very fast unit, and I feel like we picked this because we're seeing something. There's something going on, and ZEZAS said that he's like, this is going to be fantastic here.
I would like to see that Ren go off as well. TUANTUAN taking his time with pick. Kind of uncertain what he should pick on the last pick.
Oof, and we're going to see that Fire Cassandra. We've got a snipe unit being showcased by TUANTUAN. Does a snipe unit get banned out here? Is this something we're very worried about as ZEZAS?
I think the Twin Angel might be the ban because it's the only unit threatening some type of speed. And as for TUANTUAN's side, of course, the speed lead as well.
Oof. Well, that Vanessa is going to get the ban out here, leaving him a defense lead only, but a speed lead is going to be still left on the field for ZEZAS after losing his Fire Desert Warrior. Let's see what happens, guys. This is round number 2, ZEZAS versus TUANTUAN.
ZEZAS been doing his homework. Realized the Kavachi and the Bison is not on Will Runes. Wow.
That is crazy that he knew that. I had a feeling he was like, he's up to something. He's drafting this Ren very confidently, and it looks like he's going to start going after this Cassandra, but Cassandra's still going to go off with the second skill. Is this enough to kill the Smicer?
It's not enough damage reduction from Threat State.
Yeah, that's crazy that the threat state was there. I completely forgot about threat state. He is so good. This Ren is a phenomenal pick here for ZEZAS, and we've got no skills available because they are silenced on the Saga.
Ren is a phenomenal pick, but it does fall off in a while. He'll need Smicer to really carry him for the rest of the matches, and Smicer is actually doing it.
Meister's actually doing that exactly. All these additional turns just mean silences across the board here. And I think that's what needs to happen, because you're right, because Ren kicks off that match, does something amazing, but then you're right, it falls off, and it kind of creates this window where Smicers is really able to start landing bombs, start landing attack bar pushback, all these silences are laying on the field here, and TUANTUAN needs to try and find this area to create an opening.
How is TUANTUAN's Kavarchi not on Real Ruins? Oh.
It's built fast. It's built fast, and he couldn't put it on Will, which is extremely unfortunate. But I think a lot of players are gonna take notes after seeing this match here.
Yeah, a little spoiler alert, but this ain't no Big V Kavarchi.
I didn't even know Big V had a Kavarchi. That's gonna be wild later on to see that. But the bombs are across the field right now.
That's like the only unit he uses, Big V.
I'm not good enough to fight him, Thompson. That's why.
This match looks more than over ever since Ren got that turn.
Exactly. Like, that's such a great opening coming from ZEZAS. The Ren was phenomenal. Smicer, exactly what you said too. Like, Smicer needed to put in work, and that's exactly what Smicer did. Put in the work. Everything's silenced. We got stuff stunned up here. HP bars are low. There's just lots of great turns this Smicer is taking. Like, not landing a bomb on the Cigar is still okay, but he's gonna protect his fire Ren here with the hug.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good game. Well drafted by ZEZAS.
Really was. He's gonna keep putting that damage directly into this Julianne, because it's reaching a point where it's not gonna be able to heal up much longer. And there you have it, ZEZAS with a round 2 victory over TUANTUAN.
ZEZAS not known to be a really fast player, but picking that Ren to counter off-will units is ingenious. Also at a 120 base speed, he doesn't actually need to be that fast.
Yep, and it's kind of like what I was saying when we were looking at him before, where there's a lot of counterplay, introducing these units to help take advantage of his opponents here. But what incredible homework done by ZEZAS, knowing all those units are going to be off-will, that the Ren fits so perfectly. So we love these things in SWC. We want to see more of this.
I'm hoping for a Julian ban, and he could consider a Shore ban or a Chandra ban.
See what those bans are going to be. It looks like that a Shower, the Fire Desert Warrior, Shore is going to catch that ban. Kavachi, to no surprise, catching a ban here by ZEZAS.
This time, TUANTUAN could take the Ramel and Judaya, leaving ZEZAS with Vanessa.
Everyone seems to be passing this unit around here, so Water Twin Angels on the side of TUANTUAN, and we've got ZEZAS putting some priority on a Chandra and Saga.
Chandra Scar, really good picks here, but it leaves Tuan with the Julian combo again. Julian and Ramel and Judaya.
Well, let's see if he's able to do something about that. Let's see what he's going to be drafting, but I do think that Julian comes into the picture here, being paired up with that 24 speed lead, Water Twin Angels. Let's see what happens here with TUANTUAN. Once again, these guys really are using a lot of their time here.
Instead of Julian, he runs with Laura, not Julian, but with Berghild.
This is our first time seeing Berghild. Berghild's in the picture here. Berghild's so great at creating opportunities and avenues to win matches. So this is really, really good being paired up with a Julian, that's for sure.
ZEZAS really smart, not challenging TUANTUAN's speed. Didn't go with the Ethna pick, but went with Hagang and Masha.
Yep, I do like the Hagang. I think Hagang's a phenomenal pick here. Also showcasing a Masha. Masha providing the damage that ZEZAS may need. I think we need to see one more damage dealer of some sort coming out of ZEZAS, just so he has, you know, a well-rounded draft. TUANTUAN's going to be showcasing something a little bit tankier. Noticing that there's no Will on the other side of the field. Connell makes his appearance here with this Vanessa.
Really don't like the Cardinal pick, but Hagang is here to counter everything TUANTUAN does. Laura, Twin Angel, Berghild, and Vanessa.
Oh my god, and now we're going to see a Verdi heal. Triple Revenge Verd or Double Revenge Verd will, potentially, with ZEZAS here, because there's some pretty good opportunities for ZEZAS to get some attack bar and revenging coming out of this Verdi heal.
I want to see a Hagang ban, and I want to see a Laura ban. That Verdi heal is definitely on Triple Revenge if it's a ZEZAS Verdi heal.
Well, let's see what happens, because we've got bans locking out, and once again, these players really utilizing their time. We like to see it. You know, it's a smart decision to take here, and it looks like Fire and Bison is going to catch that ban. So is that Hagang.
I was wrong about Fire and Bison. It's a genius pick.
It caught the ban here. TUANTUAN's going to be taking turn 1, and of course we have this Laura with a big skill 3. No fear of Hagang on the other side of the field.
I told you it was Triple Revenge.
It is Triple Revenge. It needs to revenge.
Well, the Twin Angel needs to AoE stun. So it's all up to the Twin Angel now. AoE stun, Twin Angel, please!
Let's see what happens. TUANTUAN needs to stay alive here. He needs to win this match to stay in, or ZEZAS could potentially be looking at a 3-0. Only catches a stun on top of the Cigar.
But it stunned one of the most important units, which is Cigar. Whoa!
It is. Oh, we're going to see some stunts here from Laura and this Vanessa catching it from the Chandra. We have the Burkhead looking to set some units up here.
Burkhead was so good. Strip the hug.
Perfect that it stripped the hug here. Chandra looking to take advantage and essentially stunning unit up here. They're going right after this Burkhead. You can't stun up the Burkhead. I always have to remember that. It's not a unit that I face often, but you can't stun this unit up.
But that's a really tanky Burkhead, noted.
Yep, looking for a defense break, lands that provoke as well. Burkhead is going to be dropping to the Chandra, and we've got Laura who's going to be under fire from this Masha with additional turns rolling in. Defense break lands here. Verdial's going to be pumping up the team.
That Burkhead survived a fast link. That's incredible. And it's also a ZEZAS fast link.
Yeah, you know it's going to be ruined really well here. Here's that third scale, getting a Despair Stun on top of the Water Twin Angels, which is really important. And this Vertiheal, I think this is where Vertiheal really starts to shine, where there's nothing that TUANTUAN can do about it. Vertiheal's just going to be pumping those turns in here, and you're going to be watching this Masha just absolutely go off, knowing it's going to be protected by this hug.
You hate to be in TUANTUAN's position where you're staring down 3 units and a Vertiheal. You're absolutely right, Stoic.
Yep, here's that third skill. He's going to go for the reset on top of the Twins. Gets full provokes and attack bar as well.
I mean, this tells you, I was surprised Julian didn't go through, because that's all TUANTUAN needed. Strip, armor break, Julian goes. But this time he went with the Burkhead instead of Julian, and he went with the Bison instead of Julian.
Wow. ZEZAS with the first 3-0 of the Americas prelims. He is in real time showing us how to counter some of the worst to-face LD5s in the game right now. Stoic, something I noted while he was playing is that ZEZAS seemed incredibly comfortable playing up against these high volatility, high damage monsters like Julian or all that utility from Burkhead just via attack bar reduction.
Smicer put in work, man. But I will say ZEZAS said something really important in his description below when we got to look at his units, and he enjoys playing against high-end players. And this is exactly what SWC is, all high-end players, and it really showcases how good ZEZAS is, because he just 3-0'd TUANTUAN. He did phenomenal throughout all these matches. We did like his drafts here. I know we were a little indifferent about some of his ban choices, but you know what? When you get the 3-0, it worked out for you, you know?
Hey, don't give ZEZAS too much credit. He just drafted Chandra Cigar really well. I think he played the meta really well. And yesterday I was on the Contour stream and they ask you, what's a counter for Chandra Cigar? There's really no counter for Chandra Cigar. You can see it in this match right here.
Yeah, you know, he played those units well, but what I find extravagant about ZEZAS's pick pattern and how he played is that he navigated those really difficult units. Like, I will be the first to admit, I have an extremely low win rate up against Julian. I find that he is so difficult to counter Thompson, and, you know, he brought the Smicer, and it put in some work with the attack bar.
Well, Smicer doesn't actually do much against Julian, but yes, okay, I'll give ZEZAS his flowers. Well played. but still, he just played Chandra Cigar really well.
Roger that. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, ZEZAS, great job. And also, you know, if you, again, for all the folks who are falling down to the redemption bracket, we've got that one next weekend. So you can look forward to seeing more of these players next time. We already have our first semifinals bracket slot filled out. MINISHINI versus ZEZAS. That is going to be something to look forward to. And you'll be able to see more of Gab and TUANTUAN in the redemption bracket. Next up, guys, we get to look forward to BIGV versus TOPAV. It's the battle to see who deserves the V for victory. Stoic, going into this game, what are you expecting to see from both players?
Oh, man. I mean, we talk about TOPAV all the time, utilizing what he has, and he doesn't have a ton of LD Nat 5s, but he does have the Yeonhong and Ragdoll, and he utilizes them really, really well. But BIGV is a absolute monster. He's an America's Cup champion. He's got just so much experience and incredible credentials and an awesome box to go with it.
Oh, yeah. And you can see that from that 61% win rate too. I believe that may be the highest that we've seen yet, if I'm not mistaken. BIGV obviously having quite the showing at SWC's past. And his opponent coming up next here, Thompson, is TOPAV. Walk me through what you see on TOPAV's profile here.
TOPAV is a great player. You can't really outspeed him because he has the Yeonhong. You can't really outspeed him again because he has the Ragdoll. He'll take the second turn. Great player overall, but advantage to TOPAV in a sense where he actually doesn't have to deal with a Julian, because BIGV might have a lot of LDs, but BIGV doesn't have a Julian, so he doesn't have to weave around the Julian like the previous two players had to.
He can hope. And I saw, of course, what we've been calling the holy trinity of the meta right now, the Chandra Vela Cigar in those most pick areas too, which actually fits within what we know of TOPAV from the past when he used to play crowd control. It seems like a nice natural evolution. Guys, we are already in game. BIGV versus TOPAV coming right up for round one. Thompson, Stoic, take it away.
And here we go, guys. This is our very first match between BIGV and TOPAV. Pre-bans getting locked in now.
It looks like Topa might ban the Kavarchi and BIGV might ban the Yeonhong.
Definitely some really good units to be pre-banning out in your first match, and that's exactly what's going to happen here. It's nice to be able to know what these units are going to be pre-banning out here, because you know you've got two high-quality players right now, so the pre-bans just felt so right.
Interesting to know, BIGV actually has a Gianna. He could actually consider slamming down Gianna kind of early, but let's see what he goes with. Probably going to go with Vanessa or Oliver, actually, knowing BIGV. He also has Nefties in his back pocket, but I would prefer Oliver or Vanessa, getting that 33 speed lead over the 24.
I do like the Chandra being first picked by TOPAV. I think this is a very good unit for him to be prioritizing here. Oh my lord. We're going to see the 33 speed lead Oliver and an Okeanos. You know, we talked about it on the Compto stream that I don't think we're going to see Okeanos too much, but we saw it in China, we saw it in Japan, and we're seeing it in APAC, if you guys watched it this morning as well. And BIGV is going to be showcasing this unit right now.
I think BIGV is really ready for a Chandra Vela Cigar. He might bring like a Barbara or Hey Gang here, a water unit, and then one of his LDs to close it off.
Let's see what this last pick, oh, not last pick, but this next pick for BIGV is going to be. Is it going to be one of his fancy LDs? Because we know he has a slew of them he could draft here. But TOPAV, like, how can you say, like, his draft, it looks perfect when you have such an incredible team like that.
The Hey Gang's interesting here because he doesn't have buffs because his Kavarchi got banned. So let's just see who he's going to pick last to put up buffs to give Hey Gang incremental value.
Ooh, Topa locks down Ragdoll. Hovering, hasn't locked it in yet, but we have a Ragdoll and Faya Monkey King being showcased.
The Ragdoll is locked in. It's not going anywhere. That's for sure.
Wow, I actually didn't know he had one of these units, but he has the Fire Desert Warrior. I feel like the last time I talked to him, he didn't have it. Or maybe I was talking to somebody else, but he does lock in that Fire Desert Warrior. He's getting a ton of action in SWC.
People don't, yeah. I feel like he could have picked Gianna a little bit early, but he actually could go with a Doomin on the last slot as well for BIGV.
Wow, Big V has a Doom, and I didn't know that. Those are incredible units that he has. Oh, wow, we're going to swap and we're going to bust out the Smicer. You know what? I think the Smicer might be a better decision over the Gianna here. I think this is really, really nice because we're showcasing a very thick draft coming out of TOPAV. He's looking at sticking around here in this match.
I think the advantage goes out to TOPAV because the Hey Gang seems like a kind of dead pick over here.
See what those bans are going to be here. They're using up their time just like every other player, and they definitely expect to see as much time being used as possible. Bans are going to be that Okeanos and Ragdoll.
Yeah, Ragdoll just seems too good into Okeanos and a Juno.
Yep, well, speed lead coming out here for both players. Let's see what happens, guys. We get into our very first match with TOPAV versus Big V. Juno, ready to... That's a very fast Juno.
How does Okeanos still awaken to crit rate 2024?
Well, we got a big second skill coming out for Hey Gang, and Oliver's going to be ready to reset some units, potentially even push back this Fire Desert Warrior, opting to go for the Cigar instead.
Interesting to note that the 33 lead is better than the 24 for this reason. That's why he went with the Oliver or Vanessa into this draft first.
Ooh, that's a really nice additional turn coming out of Smicer. We get that 2-turn... I'm sorry, that was not a violent proc, but we have a 2-turn silence on top of Chandra, landing the bomb on the Village.
Big V actually has the best Smicer in the world. If it could land, strip, silence, bomb, stun, wow.
That is very fortunate there for Big V. So we're looking at landing some provokes. It does get resisted by this Oliver. Oliver still has third skill available, so he could soak up the attack bar coming from either that Fire Desert Warrior. Not getting it, but he does get the cooldown.
This Meister is really good. Even push back attack bar on the shore and silence the ashore. It lands everything.
Yeah, TOPAV is really trying to look for anything right now. Does get a little bit of something, so we get that additional turn into the third skill, pushing up his team, and now we're going to get a nice second skill. Lands that defense break on top of Smicer.
Funny to note that that cleanse actually gave Big V bar because of Hey Gang.
A little bit of damage going towards that Smicer. Smicer is holding a defense break right now, and I think TOPAV is going to try his best to take advantage of that. Does Big V get a kill on top of that Veligil? So Veligil is going to be dropping. We're going to look at a first skill, potentially additional turn. No additional turn here, but TOPAV is just trying to, you know, get a little bit of breathing room in this match.
I think TOPAV actually drafted really well. It's just Big V's Smicer is able to strip and silence every single turn. I don't know how he does it.
Wow, he actually went for the reset there. The Sky third skill onto the Oliver. It got resisted, and then Oliver just ended up not caring at all.
I would say Big V kind of got a little lucky with this match, but only because everything just landed and worked out well for Big V.
That definitely could be the result here, but that is a wonderful Despair Stun, locking down one of the damage dealers there for TOPAV. So TOPAV 100% on the back foot right now. He is going to be losing that Fire Desert Warrior soon. There's the attack bar pushback. The reset goes on to the Cigar there. Juno's going to be the one to finish it off here. And Big V in full control in this round one.
Yeah, Juno and Hey Gang's just taking turns Despair Stunning TOPAV. And Smicer also strip silencing every single turn. It's crazy. That Smicer is on something else.
Yeah, it really is. So what an incredible match there for Big V, getting absolutely full control there over TOPAV in round one. Let's see what happens, because we've got Yan Hong and Kavachi. They are available as we get into round number 2 with Big V and TOPAV.
The band's probably going to be a Ragdoll and a Gianna. I could be wrong, because Big V might not fear the Ragdoll too much and he has ways to deal with it.
Well, there's Ragdoll and Gianna. They are both in the pre-bans here. Big V has first pick.
Big V was the first pick. Probably didn't have to take Chandra away from TOPAV. He could still stick with his Oliver or Vanessa, giving TOPAV the Chandra. Chandra is also a great pick too, but...
Yeah, I do think Chandra's probably a prio pick. If you're going to take something away from TOPAV, it probably is going to be that Chandra. Let's see what he chooses. What?
Sure. Both wrong.
How? I mean, I've got questions. We can get answers later. But a Fire Desert Warrior taking priority for Big V is very strange for me. But Chandra Cigar, excellent picks for TOPAV. You know, we see it all the time. It works great. Big V taking that Yan Hong away from Topa here.
I didn't know Big V had a Young Hong. He brought it out today.
Well, there's the biggest surprise, and I think TOPAV just found out today that Big V also has a Yan Hong.
Big V's problem in his box is always he doesn't have enough damage dealers. So picking that Assure first is actually kind of smart. And now he has Chow as another secondary damage dealer.
Yeah, and Chow showcasing a lot of great damage, great sustain, and TOPAV not having a ton of damage right now. That is a pretty solid Pata.
Patter doesn't go that well into all the single target strips that Topa has, also Cigar. So we'll just see how this pans out. You know, Big V will be taking the first turn.
100%. Now, Topa brings in a Miles. Are we potentially just looking at a Miles ban and limiting the damage of TOPAV?
Miles is really scary into the Assure.
I think we are. I think Miles does catch a ban here, and maybe Yan Hong or Chow catching the ban here for on Big V's side of the field. And it is going to be Miles. Miles does catch that ban, and the Water Twin Angels, the 24 speed lead for Big V, is going to catch a ban.
I am 100% sure Big V's Yang Hong will go first.
Whew! That'll be impressive. Let's see what happens here. And it is Yan Hong is going to go first.
With more attack bar to give, if you could pay attention to TOPAV's attack bar.
Ooh, not getting that strip on top of the Cigar. We're going to go with a big second skill. Getting a full team strip here, of course, that's going to proc our Patter. Patter does have all skills available, and immunity's coming right back up with a Provoke landing on top of Hey Gang.
Double resisted. It seems like
that is
today,
really rough.
Yeah, Topa can't find any luck today. Double resisted, Smicer stun, Smicer bomb, Smicer reset. Oh, poor Topa V.
Well, he is going to buff up his team. 3-turn immunity is going to be across the board right now. Shower doesn't have any more skills right at the moment here, so he's going to put a little bit of damage that goes into this Villagel. I think Big V's probably going to move all of his attention directly into Vela, and that's what's going to happen. So Vela put roughly down 50%. Topa trying to get a Despair Stun, a little bit of attack bar pushback potentially on that Fire back.
Yeah, once the healer for Topa goes down, Big V still has 4 healers in his team.
Man, Topa can't catch a break right now. I think Big V went with the resistance lead, and maybe it's actually working because Chandra did not land a slow with that third skill on the Fire Baek or that Yan Hong.
That Pater not built on max crit.
Ooh, that's a nice little additional turn, though, coming out of Topa V. Does go for that reset and strip onto that Patter. Patter does get provoked up here. Beautiful provoke also landing on top of Yan Hong. Is Yan Hong going to catch all the attention right now? It's going to be Fire Baek. Fire Baek looks like he's got 1 foot in the door. No stun going out towards the Chow mattered at all, but we have a beautiful additional turn coming out of Villagel after he dropped that Fire Baek.
Topa V really punishing Big V's first pick as short.
Yeah, he really is. Nice little stuns there coming out here. We can drop that Yan Hong, and I think he has to do that here. Opting to go for a little bit of damage into the Chow. We are potentially looking at a Yan Hong getting dropped. No, we're going to put our damage into the Chow instead.
Big V still trying to look forward to finishing off that Villagel. It's looking harder and harder with a hug coming out.
Yep, goes for a second skill there. He does get that glancing onto that Patter as well. Massive justice damage goes into that Villagel, and I think all of our focus can't help but to go directly into that Chow. Finally landing the slows, which is very fortunate to slow that attack bar gain onto the Chow, and all of his attention should go into this Chow. He needs to take advantage of this low HP Chow.
Huge armor break coming out.
Yeah, really big armor break coming from Cigar, and we've got a beautiful second skill coming from Chandra, which can provide a ton of damage, and it is enough damage to drop that Chow, and it is a lonely Patter with a Topa V victory in round 2.
We know who the pre-ban's going to be. I like how Big V is having pride in his game and saying, I do not need to take your Chandra, Vela, or Cigar, or Hey Gang. But, you know, you could kind of, you know what TOPAV is going to bring, and you could kind of change that up. As your first pick, I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that as well. It really felt like he was just trying to take a bruisery damage dealer from TOPAV, you know, attack the box of TOPAV where he doesn't have a ton of utility in his box, so maybe just taking that away may or may not be the reason behind that. But there's your pre-bans here that are locked in here. We got Cigar and Oliver in the pre-ban.
Oliver is not that great of a pre-ban because it forces Big V to just pick up Vanessa.
Well, there's that Chandra. So the Chandra should have been going back and forth in the draft, at least what I believe should be going back and forth. But TOPAV is going to have that Chandra once again. It might be a Chandra Veladrill draft coming out of TOPAV. Let's see what Big V is going to be drafting here. Does he choose to change it up?
It's going to be Vanessa Cavarchi, in my opinion.
See what's going to happen. This Cavachi showcasing, I believe it had will runes on it, so better situation for Big V as we get in here. And in Okeanos. Okeanos coming back for Big V.
You see Topa confidently slam down the Ragdoll when he saw the Okeanos skipper on the field. Instant slam.
And I agree with him. So Ragdoll gets slammed down. The Juno's being showcased right now. So TOPAV, he does have a pretty well-rounded draft at the moment. We're going to see a Dominic, and Dominic is a powerhouse when it's got a Cavachi in front of it. And we're seeing a Gapsu being drafted by Big V.
Segment being picked out to lay the anti-heal and armor break, which is a good pick.
Ooh,
Also,
we're seeing 3 fire units. Are we going to see a Chow Slam from Big V once again?
It could be Chow, or it could be a Barbara as well.
Gonna see a Barbara? We could see a Barbara coming out as this 5th pick for Big V.
Annabelle's the pick.
Annabelle feels like a strange one. I'm curious how fast this Annabelle is. Is this going to be enough to, like, really set up our units so where Annabelle is in front of, you know, anything here? I'm very curious to see Annabelle. Annabelle just didn't feel like the right pick, but we could be wrong because the Ashawa is going to catch a ban, and so is that Dominic.
Great ban by Topa, not having the temptation to ban Kavarchi because he picked Sekhmet. And also good ban by Big V as well, not giving Topa V the heal and armor break.
Oh, well, let's see what happens. Topa V has that 24 speed lead. Sekhmet is definitely going to be taking our turn 1, and that's going to be a perfect unit to stop this Cavachi from setting his team up. Ooh. That was quite an interesting decision there to go for the reset on top of the Okeanos, but we've got that second skill going into Okeanos. Big V wants to get those skills up as quick as possible. Let's see where his damage is going to go, and it looks like Big V wants to do something about this Sekhmet.
Great play by Topa V to pan out that turn.
Most definitely. Here's that 3rd skill coming from the Chandra. We do get 2 Despair Stuns, but only 1 slow, and that's going to land on top of the Okeanos. And it looks like Topa wants to invest a lot of his time into getting rid of Okeanos. Even though it is reset, he doesn't want this unit on the field anymore.
Seems like Gapsu's not going to get too much value because the heals from Topa V isn't that big other than Juno.
And it looks like Big V offered the 3rd skill, getting the slows, getting the defense breaks instead of cleansing his team, because it looks like we think, oh no, we're not going to get a turn from Annabelle to heal up our Okeanos.
Yeah, also that's why you pick Sekhmet, because it leaves a heal block with Curse of the Beautiful. Great Sekhmet pick. Also, good job.
That was a rough resistance.
Yeah.
So the resistance coming in clutch right there. We know Annabelle, Annabelle to have very high resistance, so to no surprise to see the reset not land there. And I'm curious to see, what do you do here? Do you just throw this right into the Cavachi anyways?
He decides to save it. When Kavarchi does a skill, he can steal the skill and get the skill back.
Ooh, solid point. Now we're trying to take advantage of that defense break, adding a branding effect to it on the Chandra, because it looks like Big V is trying to get rid of this unit. It is a very easy unit for him to get rid of, especially when its defense broken and has a branding here. So beautiful first skill. We're going to be throwing up 3-turn immunity, 3-turn attack buff here for Big V, and here's that big second skill, not doing too much damage to this this Annabelle.
Now TOPAV will have Forever Charming Voice.
Right, well, he's going to have it up. And I believe one more turn, I think, and looking at a stun to happen to Ragdoll, and that's not going to happen here. We do have second skill. He is going to go for the full team strip, dropping everything and getting a despair stun on top of the Kavachi.
Nerfed skill 1.
Oof, he has skills available, and it looks like Topa goes for a big skill 2. Only lands 1 defense break. It's on top of Gapsu. Gapsu looking to shake that defense break off here.
That Help Me Teddy proc was huge.
Oh man, Gapsu is going to drop here, and that's a very tanky unit that TOPAV doesn't have to worry about. We've got a second skill healing up his team. Big V just with the sustain of Kavachi first skill and the second skill from Annabelle, so it is very consistent. And it's also consistent to see the resistance working out for this Annabelle.
TOPAV actually has his homework done. He saw the Kavachi was going to get picked, and he just went by the books and went with a Juno and a Segment to counter the Kavachi. Great picks by TOPAV.
Indeed it was, and there you have it. TOPAV with a round 3 victory over Big V.
Also, I felt like Big V's ban on Cigar, he could have probably banned one of TOPAV's LDs, right?
Most definitely. Those pre-bans from last time, Cigar and Oliver, they are available as we get into round number 4 here. New pre-bans. And it's going to be all these LDs, Ragdoll and Gianna catching some pre-bans.
Same pre-bans as before.
What happens? Big V has first pick. What could it be? It can't possibly be that Fire Desert Warrior again, is it?
Big V's really comfortable first picking Kavachi. That's what he's been doing a lot in ladder anyway.
Yeah, that's so strange to see a prio pick on a unit that TOPAV doesn't have going with the Kavachi, when I feel like he should be interrupting the draft of TOPAV just a little bit more, but Kavachi's the pick. He's taking it.
I foresee the Chandra Cigar is going to come out, but for Big V, I foresee the Oliver coming out.
The Oliver by Big V or TOPAV here?
Oliver by Big V. We know TOPAV is going to go with Chandra Cigar. I wonder if he wants to go Oliver Yonghong.
That's what I was thinking. He was going to bust out the Yonhong and take that unit away here, but now I kind of want to say Big V might be expecting TOPAV to take the Yonhong, and then he'll bring his own thing to go with it. And it looks like we're going to get a Vanessa and a Dominic this time.
Yeah, Vanessa is as good as a pick as Oliver. And I like the Dominic pick. As I said before, Big V's problem is he doesn't have a crazy damage dealer like Julian in his box, so he has to go with Dominic.
Wow, no priority on Yan Hong. We're going to go with the segment once again, and the Juno. We're just going to slam those units down right now. TOPAV, you'll have only one last pick here to respond against this Fire Baek, who's coming into the spotlight once again, and a Smicer.
Big V going back to the best Smicer in the world. Let's see if this game is the best Smicer in the world, because you never know if Smicer wants to come to work or not.
You are right. You know, Smicer is kind of like hit or miss if it chooses to take all the additional turns, landing the pushbacks, the silences, the bombs, and stuns. We'll see what happens, because we're getting into that match very shortly. That's a lot of fire units being slammed down by TOPAV. He does go with a Velajul.
Big V's got to ban the Juno. I mean, TOPAV's just playing by the books. He sees the Kavachi, he slams Sekhmet, Juno. You just have to at least deal with one of them and pop the other one.
Ooh, and Big V is going to realize that. He's banning out that Juno, doesn't want to have to play around that unit, and it looks like TOPAV is going to ban out the speed lead, so there's no speed lead being showcased by Big V. He doesn't have to invest that time into going after a Vanessa, knowing it can revive, but let's see what happens, because TOPAV is going to be taking turn 1 with that Sekhmet.
So this time, the Kavachi is going to get reset.
Kavachi is going to get reset this time, and it does land true with a little bit of damage coming towards that segment. Segment, of course, going to handle that very, very well. Another reset from ZEZAS coming out, and it gets resisted on the Fire Baek.
Oh no!
Oh man, where is this a hug going to go? I feel what? He got that? Holy!
This is the moment of truth. Is Smicer going to do everything? Nope. All right, this is a normal Smicer. All right, I knew it.
Normal Smicer here, not getting any silences, nothing. We're not getting any additional turns coming out of the Dominic, but we do have keeping this Fire Baek back from doing anything right now. He's trying to land that provoke, lands that provoke. We're going for a hug on our segment. We're using our third skill. Are we going to get any despair stuns? Fire Baek is getting shut down once again.
Yeah, it's hard to draft Dominic into a comp where you're not really taking first turn and you're letting the segment control you. So maybe picking that Dominic too early. It's not Julian, it's a Dominic. Maybe picking that Dominic too early might be a mistake.
It might be. These defense breaks across the field are definitely going to be a problem here for Big V. He needs some sort of change of winds here. And you know what? Smicer can be that unit. He needs to see a lot of additional turns, but not if units like his Fire Baek are going to be reset here. We got a big second skill coming out here. Do we choose to drop this Kavachi? And it looks like Kavachi is going to be the unit of focus right now.
I see Big V's plan. He's really trying to bully TOPAV, thinking that TOPAV is too slow, and playing a similar style to the way Frank was playing earlier today in the APAC region. But it's definitely not working out, and TOPAV definitely drafts better and is playing at a higher speed than Big V right now.
Well, the chains of wins, like I said, were happening here because Smicer did get the additional turn. We did land a bomb. We had that silence on top of the cigar. So Smicer might actually be in the working right now because we're looking at a tide change right now. We need an attack break going out onto these units. We get the additional turn, but it stays stunned up there for that Beladrill. And suddenly things are looking incredible for Big V.
Big V Smicer is so good.
Yep, and it really did. You know, it went from not performing to just like later on in that match finally getting that turn, and it was a very good turn, landing it. And there you have it, a round 4 victory from Big V.
Great game. You could just say it went from not procking to procking.
Yep. But also the resistance is really, really rough there because Smicer was not doing anything for the longest time, and TOPAV was putting all of his eggs in the basket of removing the Fire Desert Warrior and that Kavachi as well. But all Smicer needed, all Big V needed, was just Smicer to actually land true, and it did. And it did it with a violent proc, and that was really, really rough for TOPAV.
Hagen and Oliver ban. I was going to say that I think it's a good ban for Topa to go with Oliver, and Oliver got banned, so that's awesome.
With this last first pick is going to be for TOPAV, prioritizing that Chandra Veladrill Cigar could potentially be coming out here for TOPAV. Big V locking in a very early Gianna.
I like it. I love it. It could be a Gianna Vanessa. Gianna Sierra is great too. Perfect.
Now, I do feel like TOPAV should be kind of ready for this.
Yeah, no, good. Big V is going for the throat this time.
Locks in the lovely ladies. Both Oracles getting locked in here. TOPAV showcasing his Yan Hong, his turn 1 ability. It is going to be Cigar once again for TOPAV.
Let's see what kind of speed lead Big V is going to throw out to contest that Yang Hong. Now he's pivoting to go to a slower turn 2. Oh, Ethna. Great. Oh, Ethna. All right. Yeah, it's going to be Ethna. Big V's going to bring the Ethna to contest speed into Toba.
Yep. So you were definitely right here.
Now,
you know, he's going for the throat. He's bringing in that 33 speed lead. He's bringing in that interrupting turn 1 unit, Ethna. Let's see what TOPAV is going to do, because I think he does need another speed lead if TOPAV wants to utilize this Yan Hong here.
Well, Toba also has a ragdoll, so he doesn't really have to. See?
That's a good point. It's a good point. So Ragdoll and Yan Hong, he gets both of his LD Nat 5s in this match here. Does bring in that Juno. Juno can be a very powerful unit going up against Big V here.
Yeah, now it's kind of easy for Big V to draft. He could just pick a force ban, like a Doomin, or a second turn unit that Topa has to force to ban.
what that last pick is going to be. I can't believe that Big V has a Doom Man. That is wild. What an incredible unit that unit can be here. And it is going to be the Fire Bayek. So Fire Bayek makes it again. He's getting so much time on the SWC platform here. It's so awesome to see a unit like that. Let's see what happens.
Big V's gonna have to ban out one of the bruiser units at the end, and Topa is probably gonna ban. If he bans like probably the Sierra's a big force, and also the Gianna's a big ban too. So Topa wants to get the first turn, so he bans the Ethna.
Yep, definitely a smart ban. I feel like he kind of knew that his Ragdoll was going to get banned out there, because being a Ragdoll user, I'm a fan of Ethna. Ethna is always going to crit and give me lots of attack power, but I think he knew Ragdoll's probably catching that ban, and that's exactly what happened, guys, because we're getting into our final match with TOPAV and Big V.
Well, Topa made a gamble because we don't know who Big V was banning, and Topa went with the Ethna ban.
Ooh, Topa's going to be boosting up his Chandra. He wants his Chandra to push into the first skill here. We're going for a third skill to push our team. Big second skills primed and ready for Yan Hong. We're looking to set up Topa's team.
Wow. Huge stun.
Yeah, big stuns there, looking for the reset on top of the Fire. Bayek does land it. Lands provokes across the field as well. Vanessa, you know, can only set up a defense break here, but no one's going to be there to take advantage of it. That is a Despair Vanessa getting a stun on Yan Hong.
Despair Vanessa is the best Vanessa.
Yep, let's see this initial damage rolling out from this Juno. I did miss the numbers, though. I looked elsewhere, but we do have a bomb ready. We can throw that down and get the attack. We don't have a bomb. There is no bomb coming from Big V.
It was 2.2k.
Nice. That's some solid damage coming out of this Juno.
So, Big V got his Assure resetted, but Assure's skills are really short. He just needs one proc to get his first skill back up again.
Yep, and Ciara could definitely utilize one of those keywords as well here. She's not able to get that proc there to get a bomb onto the field, and that would be a massive change of winds as well. Let's see what happens with Cigar landing the provoke on top of the Gianna. So no additional turns going to be rolling out here. No additional turns for the Fire Bayek either. Looking for a reset with Vanessa, not happening.
I mean, really, the Sierra missing the bomb was like a nail in his coffin early on in the game.
Oh man, this is going to be perfect. He throws down that skill 3, gets slow on every unit, drops that Ciara as well, and we're looking at Gianna potentially getting dropped out here as well, so the bomb can land and the big skill 3 can stun everybody up here, and you know, we're trying to create some sort of motion. We can't land bombs for the life of us!
Yeah, that's the last thing Gianna's going to do this game.
Oof.
Assure has skill up, by the way.
Ooh, no Despair stun going out onto the Assure. Assure, like you said, has skills up. What is it going to do? Because there's a couple options for this.
Well, let's be real. There's only one option. He has the third skill and heal up and cleanse debuff.
Yeah, he definitely does. I'm pretty sure that skill was supposed to defense break, but just like the bombs, we didn't see bombs and we didn't see defense break. And now the Shower is going to be defense broken and killed by this Chandra. We don't have the third skill. It will be up in 2 turns. I don't know if that's going to be enough time to get it. He needs to try and Despair stun this unit, but he has the reset available. TOPAV is definitely in full control.
TOPAV with the win, but also bad luck on Big V's side, missing 2 bombs. That was really crucial for him.
TOPAV takes the second V to assemble the W and moves forward. That was a great set of rounds, but man, Thompson, you're right. He really did. Big V missed a couple crucial bombs there.
Yeah, Big V almost had the game. That proc from Gianna was a tide turning proc, and he missed the bomb, and the stun didn't matter because of Juno. So hats off to TOPAV, playing by the books, playing really right. I wish that TOPAV would play a little bit more by the books as well, but I could see Big V was having fun out there, and he was playing his own style, and I respect that.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. We're looking at the highlights from the games we just watched. And Stoic, looking back at these games too, something that we talk about a lot that makes a great player, especially in situations like this, is the ability to pivot. And I feel like TOPAV excels at that.
He really did. His last picks are always very, very good. He's utilizing his LD5s very, very well. We're also showcasing why Chandra Velasagar are so good. It's such a great combination. TOPAV utilized it very well as well. We've seen that a couple times tonight too. I love how much he leans on like his Juno and Sekhmet to create these opportunities and avenues for victory here.
Yeah, and that's it's a common theme, is reaffirming how powerful the Holy Trinity of the season is, that Chandra Vela Cigar. They are pretty incredible. I feel like Big V did a good job, but Thompson, looking back, is there anything that you would have preferred that Big V changed in his draft style that might have gotten him a W somewhere down the line?
Yeah, the problem is Big V didn't have a really premium damage dealer, and he relied too much on Kavarchi. Whereas TOPAV has him in his bag. Every time you pick the Kavarchi, TOPAV's like, oh, all right, I'm going to counter Kavarchi with Juno and Sekhmet. So I think
yes,
Big V relied too much on Kavarchi.
I totally agree. Yeah, you're so right. Topa had like not just one, but at least two ways to deal with the Kovarchi every single time that it showed up in the pick ban phase, right? You know, you mentioned Sekhmet to reset it. You mentioned the Juno. He seemed incredibly comfortable just slamming down a Juno and just making it look like TOA with all the dots out there, Stoic. Like, that was an incredible show from Topa.
Yep, it really was. And this is someone who has a lot of experience in SWC. This is someone who does know how to prepare and perform. You know, he's been on this platform many, many times. So big victory for TOPAV and a big congratulations to him for moving forward.
Oh my goodness. And speaking of tournament experience, we've got the TRUEWHALE matchup here against STAYHIVE. What a big hurdle in this opening round for STAYHIVE, guys. We've got his player profile right here, and I'm noticing a couple really crucial units here, Thompson. Walk me through what you're seeing for STAYHIVE and what we could expect from him in the pick ban phase.
STAYHIVE has a really interesting box. He also has Tian Liang and Volantis, so you got to watch out for that. But he's by far not an underdog against TRUEWHALE.
Definitely not. If anything, the only thing that gives TRUEWHALE the advantage here is tournament experience and perhaps his nerves being a little more chill. Look at that 64% win rate, Stoic.
I mean, TRUEWHALE, we know him. He's here every year. He does very, very well. America's Cup champion. You know, he's a finalist at the Worlds as well. Like, this is someone that a lot of people have their predictions on. TRUEWHALE is an absolute monster. We talk about TRUEWHALE all the time. We talk about the units that he can bring there. He just has so much at his disposal, and there's so much to worry about when you go up against a player of his caliber.
Oh yeah, definitely there is. Here we go. STAYHIVE versus TRUEWHALE. We are ready for round one. Thompson and Stoic, you know what to do.
Yep, and there it is. Pre-ban's getting locked in right here. STAYHIVE does have that first pick, and he's going to put some prio on the Widget, which is quite interesting to see in the pre-ban. Hey Gang's going to be catching a pre-ban by TRUEWHALE.
Wow, I feel like that's a little disrespectful for TRUEWHALE to pre-ban the Hey Gang from STAYHIVE. Let's see how this pans out.
Let's see how it pans out. Indeed, STAYHIVE with the first pick. It looks like he's going to go with a Villagewell first pick, you know, hoping that TRUEWHALE doesn't have one of these units and doesn't want him to take it away from him. We have the Water Twin Angels and a Saga being showcased by TRUEWHALE.
I mean, STAYHIVE is playing his bag right now. He picked all the comfort units he picks in ladder.
Yep, there's the Chandra, there's the Ragdoll, TRUEWHALE hovering over Gianna, which is an excellent pick here. And you know, these units are so difficult to have to deal with here. We've got that Julianne being showcased by TRUEWHALE as well.
I was there when TRUEWHALE pulled Gianna. He's like, oh, Gianna sucks. Really, bad meta's really bad against Gianna. Now, Gianna got buffed. And he's like, oh, I love Gianna.
Gianna, one of the best LD Nat 5s. And we have it here for TRUEWHALE. And we're also seeing a Sonya. That's high volatility. We've got Sonya. We've got Julianne. We have Gianna. Like, there's a lot of threat in the side of TRUEWHALE's team.
Yeah, Sonya's going to be a force ban because of the Smicer pick. But that means, unfortunately, Gianna's going to go through. But he's not that scared of Gianna because Josephine does a decent job against Gianna.
I'm curious if STAYHIVE has some Sonya tech here. Are we looking at some really high defense units? Knowing that unit is here, I can't help but say that kind of confirms it. There is something or everything going to be anti-Sonya on the side of STAYHIVE.
Well, let's see if the Smicer will survive or not.
We'll find out here because we're kicking things off with TRUEWHALE and STAYHIVE in their first match here. And that's Sonya's kicking things off right here. Woof, that Josephine does survive a little bit longer.
That Josephine with high base HP.
It really was. I'm looking to do a little bit more damage here. And I mean, we might just do a full investment here. I'm trying to get rid of
game.
The,
wow.
That was a massive resist. Huge resist there by Viva Chill.
You got the combo through, Stoic. Viva Chill and Josephine.
What? That is incredible that he got that. We've got bombs also landing on top of the Water Twin Angels. So very fortunate for STAYHIVE. He's able to drop one of those units there and stun up that Gianna. Really puts TRUEWHALE on the back foot right now.
As a second turn 2 player, you're really excited to see STAYHIVE playing his bag, countering the Sonya.
Yep, he really is. There's that damage rolling into the Smicer. Smicer did not take that damage. Well, I'm expecting this bomb to do a lot of damage on the Water Twin Angels. We have that second skill primed and ready, and he is going to be taking that Smicer out. It is a lonely Viva Chill and Ragdoll, but these two perform very great together.
That was actually a huge slow that Sonya put on Smicer. Kind of ended Smicer's life in that way, in that sense.
It did. Let's see what happens here because we have all skills available ready for our Water Twin Angels. Water Twin Angels looking for the defense break on top of the Viva. We're looking at some damage probably coming towards the Water Twin Angels. You want to remove that unit from the field first, but the bombs can come out here, and it does land this time. We have skill 3 looking to get those stuns on both the players, and both players are going to get stunned up here.
Yeah, the problem here is as a Gianna player, you know Ragdoll doesn't counter Gianna because now Gianna just stuns everything and makes her lose the whole turn already.
Yep, it really does. STAYHIVE with a great opener. It was very, very fortunate for him. But you know what? Gianna, Water Twin Angels, it's so great. There's so much utility out of those Water Twin Angels. It's super, super oppressive here. And I don't think Ragdoll can come out on top here.
Yeah. Good.
Yep, so there it is. Bomb would go off in round 1. Goes to TRUEWHALE.
Also note that TRUEWHALE banned Hey Gang and STAYHIVE doesn't really even use Hey Gang.
I feel like the Hey Gang pre-ban was just justifying, like, I'm playing a Gianna comp, potentially. But we'll see, because we've got some new pre-bans getting locked in here, and it is going to be Gianna and the Viva catching pre-bans in round number 2.
This is a way better pre-ban than for game 1.
I do think Gianna should probably be in the pre-bans here, and we'll see what happens as we get into the next round where you can't pre-ban that Gianna. But it looks like Julianne's going to be the first pick, which is wild to see from TRUEWHALE. And the first pick's from STAYHIVE. We've got the Chandra, and we've got Saga.
Yeah, TRUEWHALE doesn't want STAYHIVE to get the Julianne. STAYHIVE is just trying to wait for a reason to get Tian Liang on the field, and I think TRUEWHALE gave STAYHIVE a reason to drop Tian Liang.
Yeah, definitely. I think Tian Liang is going to be fine. We see those Water Twin Angels, the Vela Jewel. Let's see what happens here. It's still a solid comp coming from TRUEWHALE. We are setting up some defense breaks, and we are going to take advantage of them with our Julianne. So let's see what STAYHIVE's going to do. I think Tian Liang is a fine unit to draft here for STAYHIVE.
He went with Ella.
You know, a lot of people, they'll say Ella is on the list of some of the worst LD Nat 5s in this game, and I don't completely agree with that, but I'm also a little surprised to see an Ella being drafted by STAYHIVE in this moment.
STAYHIVE playing that turn 2 really well, and TRUEWHALE drafting Dominic and Nikki into turn 2 really cleverly.
Yeah, those are some powerhouse units. I know it's a combination that even I like to take advantage of as well. Nikki Dominic provides a ton of damage on this field, so I think STAYHIVE is kind of hoping that Smicer will be the unit to really turn the tides here, because we have seen Smicer turn those tides, and it kind of really depends on the additional turns and Smicer actually landing his attack bot pushbacks and his silences. But Ragdoll will be the last pick there for STAYHIVE.
Yeah, Ragdoll being a good pick against Nikki, because he'll get barred right when Nikki does his third skill.
Most definitely. So let's see where those bans are going to be. Potentially banning out, I want to say maybe that Ragdoll, potentially that Smicer. Let's see where that's going to happen here.
Yeah, he has to break out the Ella Cigar combo, so he has to ban out either the Ella or the Cigar.
Yeah, still showcasing a lot of damage when you have attack buff, lots of defense breaks on the side of TRUEWHALE. So let's see what happens, guys, because we're getting into round number 2 with TRUEWHALE versus STAYHIVE.
Trying to land that armor break. Wow, it landed.
Lands the armor break,
gosh.
boosts up his team, 3-turn immunity, gets the additional turn as well here.
He got really lucky.
Look where that Julian... Look where that Julian is going. Doesn't even go for the attack buff here because he doesn't want to push up the attack bars from this ragdoll, but he almost takes out that Chandra.
Wow, STAYHIVE is like a turn 2 mastermind. Still alive.
Yep, still alive. He's able to stay alive here. We're going to see that third skill happen. We're looking to get the cooldowns back from our Ella, and we're just probably going to see some poke damage coming towards this Gianna. Nice additional turns to pummel a little bit more damage in here.
Yeah, the Ella is no Riley, unfortunately, and it got a pretty useless proc.
Yeah, most definitely. A little bit more damage and additional turns coming out for TRUEWHALE, and it all seems to be going into the Chandra. So now we're going to see that attack buff coming out from this Julian. He does drop that Chandra, and we do get immunity removed from this Julian.
Now Ella doesn't look too great here because there's not really many skills for Ella to refresh without the cigar or the Chandra.
Yeah, for sure. Holy damage. Attack buff Julian is something to be terrified of because Smicer is in a horrible situation right now. Just so much damage coming in his direction. It definitely is the unit that TRUEWHALE wants to get rid of. But we've got a little bit of sustain from our Ella to happen here.
Not enough sustain.
Oh, what a wonderful cleanse there. So there's going to be no bombs going off right here. We're boosting up our team. 3-turn immunity across the board. We can throw down a wonderful skill too if we wanted to do so here, or just more poke damage and pushing up our units because we've got attack buff Julian doing away with that Smicer right there.
Yeah, I think STAYHIVE really needs to depend on his Romel, Jediah, and Divachel. Also maybe a Sonya pick to round out his draft because he's just giving up speed lead first turn to TRUEWHALE too fast.
Yep, that's exactly what's happening, and just TRUEWHALE's bringing so much damage and volatility to the draft here. STAYHIVE has got to adjust going into this round number 3. There's our pre-bans from last time. We've got the Gianna and the Viva. They are available as we get into this match, so at the same time, we're worried about the volatility and high damage TRUEWHALE has, but now he has that Gianna back in the draft in round number 3.
Well, now STAYHIVE could kind of pick the Julian and now TRUEWHALE, I don't think he'll be banning the Hay Gang again. If he does ban the Hay Gang, he's kind of disrespecting STAYHIVE.
I do think we are actually pre-banning that Hay Gang once again, but we'll see what happens.
Wow, the disrespect.
So we've got Julian getting free banned, the Hay Gang getting free banned, STAYHIVE with first pick. Is he gonna go with the Veladril once? Veladril, the wow, the
Julian.
Viva Chill once again.
Actually, I see why TRUEWHALE doesn't ban STAYHIVE's LDs. It's because TRUEWHALE has all of them as well. He has the Tianliang, he has the Volantis.
Yeah, he does. He's just got such a slew of LD Nat 5s in TRUEWHALE's box here. And it looks like we're repeating our draft that we have seen before. Water Twin Angel, Cigar, Gianna. But this time, we're going to see that a shower come through the Fire Desert Warrior for TRUEWHALE. STAYHIVE with something a little bit more familiar. We're seeing that Chandra Veladril being drafted by him.
A shower is such a great pick. Yesterday, you guys were asking me what's a pick that could kind of fill in the Veladril spot. It's definitely going to be a shower.
A super, super good unit here. Let's see what these next 2 picks are going to be for STAYHIVE. And it looks like we're busting out that Josephine's coming back. We understand the combination that STAYHIVE really, really likes here, but we are showcasing not a ton of damage coming from STAYHIVE and that Dak Robo.
STAYHIVE really playing out of his turn 2 lane with the Dark Robo. Let's see how it's roomed.
Woof, we're going to see that Sonya coming back to the table here from TRUEWHALE. We do know the Josephine can live that Sonya, so I'm curious if that's where he's going to go with that damage once again. We'll find out because bans are coming in right now.
Sonya should be gone, and it's either a Josephine ban or a Viva Chell ban.
mean, I do think you have to ban out that Sonya once again, unless he's just banking on potentially resisting and barely staying alive with that Josephine. No, he doesn't want to see it again, so it looks like Sonya is going to catch the ban. Chandra is going to get banned out here. We have an HP lead coming out for STAYHIVE and a speed lead coming out for TRUEWHALE.
Now I like to see how TRUEWHALE weaves around playing against Josephine. And the Josephine could proc, and it'll be really tough for TRUEWHALE to come back from the Josephine proc. So let's see how the Josephine performs this round.
Exactly. Let's see what happens. We got that defense break and the strip landing on top of that Velajul here. We got a third skill happening right now on top of Josephine. Doesn't want to see that happen either. Bombs are going to be coming out here. He has a full team stun that can happen with that third skill. Not having to worry about Josephine this time.
Oh. I didn't see if Josephine resisted Cigar, but if it did, it's good.
Well, there you have. We are dropping that Velajul, so Velajul's missing on this field, so it's looking very good for TRUEWHALE right now. That Fire Bayek is looking incredible at the moment, so let's see what he has for second skill. He's going to go, and he's going to spin to win, reducing all the attack power. We do have the third skill happening right now. We believe that is a Swift Dark Robo.
I can't believe there's not a Despair Dark Robo or a Violent one, because it was kind of slow.
It might potentially be a Violent or Despair. We're just not seeing any of those turns just yet. We do have a third skill, and he is going to throw that down onto the Water Twins because he can drop this unit, but we are going to see more Provokes coming out here. That is crazy damage.
Dark Robo is not STAYHIVE's bag. It's not his bag.
Oh, no, we're not able to see if it's on Despair or Violent either because we're looking at TRUEWHALE taking full control over STAYHIVE, and he's looking to potentially push this 3-0 here. And we've got TRUEWHALE. He's just, picking and choosing where he's going to be throwing down these skills. There's just not much he can do because he's going to be eating a bomb from this Gianna, and Josephine should be dropping here due to that bomb, and there you have it. There's nothing more he can do. Round 3 for the 3-0. TRUEWHALE gets his victory.
An incredible sweep from TRUEWHALE, full control the entire time. You know, Stoic, I was looking at some of the things that viewers were saying. They were talking about how they wish that STAYHIVE went a little bit more aggressive towards the end, especially after you'd seen what TRUEWHALE was presenting there. But in your eyes, what needed to change for STAYHIVE to put a point on the board?
Oof. That's rough because I understand wanting to bring more volatility, more aggression when we're going up against somebody here. But you got to keep in mind, like, I think maybe STAYHIVE was respecting his opponent too much, where he didn't want to be too edgy and bring, like, more damage to the table. And I think he was more on the defensive side. And that might have been the result of why we even saw her in Elia in the first place, or the Water Totemis. I believe the name's Elia. But like, I think that's why. I think he put a lot of respect on TRUEWHALE's name. And to no surprise to hear if that's the route that he did take, because TRUEWHALE is an America's Cup champion and someone who showcases a lot of LD Nat 5 and others.
So it's really funny to know the previous match, TOPAV brought in Sekhmet and Juno to go against Kavarchi. But STAYHIVE thought one Juno was enough to take care of Gianna. But it obviously wasn't. And also, if you pick Josephine, you have to take care of the Cigar as well. So I think that was the downfall of STAYHIVE, that he thought one Juno could take care of the whole team of TRUEWHALE, and it doesn't.
She had to carry the whole team on her shoulders. And just like that, everybody, our semifinals portion of the bracket has been fully populated. So that means we get to look forward to a next match with MINISHINI and ZEZAS, and then TOPAV versus TRUEWHALE. Some of the most exciting games are yet to come. And then after those semifinals, we will have our two players who qualify for the America's Cup from day one of this fantastic event. And of course, before we get into the semifinals, it only makes sense that we give out the first coupon code that we've been foreshadowing for the whole show. SWC is back to Rise 24. Type that in if you're on Android, or if you happen to be on iOS, our lovely mods are in chat with the link. All you got to do is interact with that link and you'll get yourself a mystical scroll as well as an SWC emblem, which I hope you guys are all hoarding. You know, if you've been watching everything and redeeming codes, you should have enough for an LD scroll. So redeem that. Lord knows I'm going to redeem it. I'm going to be redeeming it shortly here too. Yeah, guys, we get to look forward to the greatest games that have yet to come stay tuned. We're going to look forward to the semifinals games in just a moment. All right, everybody, we'll be right back after this short break.
far overdue. Skies are black and no one to call out to. Filtering breaths hanging in the cold air. 100 years of glory and sadness too. Nothing could compare to all you've been through. In this long despair, tears are falling, falling. Rivers calling, eyes are shut tight, can no longer fight. But don't you forget to keep your head up high. In this free tool of rebirth, the kingdom shines bright. So rise up from the ashes, dear one. Rise up brilliantly. Go rise up with the flames of vigor. Radiance of real beauty. No turning back, no making back. Embracing all the darkness. So rise up from the ashes, dear one. Glowing red and bold. Go rise up. Towards the altar of the scorching bright sun. Nothing can stop your journey, oh no one. Despite all the doubts, you keep flying, flying. All are crying, you're here last. The time passed so fast, but don't you forget everything that's begun. In the burning flame you shine with a melodious cry. So rise up from the ashes, dear one. Rise up brilliantly. Go rise up with the flames of vigor. Radiance of real beauty. No turning back, no making back. Embracing all the darkness. So rise up from the ashes, dear one. Glowing red and bold. Go rise up. At times you get dragged onto the pit again and again. Well, just catch your breath this time. Go rise up. So rise up from the ashes, dear one. Rise up brilliantly. Go rise up with the flames of vigor. Radiance of real beauty.
Hello and welcome to day one of the SWC 2024 America's Prelims. I'm still Evan. I'm still joined at the table by Thompson and Stoic. And Stoic, we are just about to head into the semifinals, man. I'm looking forward to it.
And it's been a good one. It's been super exciting leading up to this point. The semifinals are always great because we're looking to see who's going to nail that spot and qualify for the final here at America's Cup.
Yeah, that's right. Thompson, after these two games, we're going to have our two qualified players for the America's Cup. You looking forward to the rest of the games?
Yes, absolutely. You know that ZEZAS and MINISHINI will be trying to steal each other's cigar the whole time.
Oh yeah, they will be. MINISHINI versus ZEZAS, as you first foreshadowed there. It's going to be our next match coming up in the semifinals, and then you'll get to look forward to TOPAV versus TRUEWHALE in the chat. And by the end of that, we will have our two qualified players of the day. Notably, those two qualified players won't be fighting today. You'll have to look forward to the America's Cup proper to see them face off. So MINISHINI versus ZEZAS here, Thompson. You said that they'd be fighting over that cigar. Is there anything else that you're hoping to see from these players in this match coming up?
Yeah, we're gonna have to see how ZEZAS is going to deal with MINISHINI's Julian, because MINISHINI really like using Laura Julian in that combination.
Laura and Julian, what a combo! Stoic, that's been a through line today. We've seen a lot of Julian played.
There's a lot of players that have that unit, and he showcases so much damage. The opportunity in areas that you could take that is crazy. And I mean, we've also been seeing this Water Twin Angels all over the place as well, creating those windows too of defense break, where Julian loves to take advantage of those moments.
Oh yeah, and we saw the damage that an attack buff Julian can pump out too. Truly a monster to strike fear into someone's heart. I do not want to look down the barrel of a loaded Julian anytime soon. ZEZAS left quite an impression on us, Thompson. He's done a really good job here, and he was also our point leader from the Americas Summit earlier too.
Yeah, ZEZAS always drafts really clean, has a lot of answers to the anti-meta stuff, but also note that Julian works really well with Laura because also the speed buff that Laura provides as well, not just the attack buff from Kovarchi.
Oh yeah, and something that I give a lot of credit to ZEZAS too as well is that he's really good at drafting those elemental nat 5s, bringing out those synergies, countering some of those monsters that really strike fear in our hearts, like Julian, for instance, the aforementioned light vampire. Guys, here we go. We're going to the round 1 of the semifinals game between ZEZAS and MINISHINI. Take it away, guys.
These guys are wasting no time. We've got the pre-bans locked in. Hey Gang and Kovaci in the pre-ban. MINISHINI does have that first pick here.
MINISHINI does have the first pick. Could be considering taking the cigar first.
I love it. I think that's a great take. We're taking that cigar away. MINISHINI is first picking it. ZEZAS looking to respond. Are we in a Chandra realm here? It looks like Water Twin Angels and Velajewel this time.
Water Twin Angel and Velajewel is a great pick for ZEZAS as well. He wants to go a little bit more aggressive because he knows MINISHINI might have a Wedgeat, so he wants to challenge the Wedgeat speed with the Water Twin Angel.
Ooh, there's that Wedgeat again, with the Gianna being drafted with it as well. Now, I wasn't a massive fan over the Wedgeat in his previous matches with MINISHINI. We are going to see that Wedgeat getting prio from MINISHINI once again coming into this match.
Yeah, Wedgeat doesn't usually look too good, but facing down units like Cigar and Gianna, Wedgeat looks really good.
There's that Juno and the Ethna coming out for ZEZAS. We know ZEZAS likes to draft those interrupters, and Juno can be that unit, and also Ethna can be that unit as well.
Yeah. The MINISHINI also has a Ragdoll in his back pick now. But of course, he's going to go with the Julian. I would like a Ragdoll pick here. Won't be so bad.
Definitely not. That would definitely be a very aggressive side of MINISHINI to go with that Ragdoll. We're going to see a non-aggressive side, and we're going to get the Wind Pure Vanilla getting locked in by MINISHINI.
ZEZAS choosing the Fire Ifrit Tessarion as the pick to counter Julian.
Yeah, that could be a really good pick here. I'm curious if Tessarion is going to catch a ban right now.
I'm very surprised he didn't go with the Karul and Lanoa pick on the last pick for ZEZAS. But whatever pick he did, it was probably going to get banned out by MINISHINI if it's an anti-counter for Julian.
Oof. Well, that Wedgeat's going to catch a ban, and I keep saying I don't like it, but you know what? It's good enough to be in that ban. ZEZAS with a speed lead and a defense lead's coming out here for MINISHINI. Let's kick things off, guys. We're in the semifinals here, and our round 1 is happening right here.
Yeah, Wedgeat usually is not so strong by itself, but when paired up with such strong units like Julian, Gianna, and Cigar, it's really powerful. So good ban on ZEZAS.
And it definitely was. That's some pretty good damage coming out of that Julianne. Puts that Ethna around half health, but MINISHINI is going to be losing one of his units already. We've got a third skill ready for this Chandra. It does get resisted, but it does land that provoke on top of the Ethna.
So right now, MINISHINI is just trying to buy as much time as he can for Julian to proc.
Yeah, he really needs Julianne to take these turns to help eliminate these units, but that provoke sitting on top of the Ethna is quite fortunate there for MINISHINI. But we do have a pretty well drafted team by ZEZAS.
Yeah, that Win Vanilla putting Angela doesn't look so bad as a pick right now.
Yeah, well, it's going to provide the shields and provide the sustain that MINISHINI needs to stay alive here, but he does have that defense break landing on top of the Ethna. He's really pushing to get rid of this unit.
Yeah, this is a protect the Julian game, and as the game drags out longer, Julian's going to deal more damage, also be harder to deal with.
Oh, that is very fortunate. He's able to get that third skill off there, and he does get the stun, takes advantage of that defense break on the Cigar. So Cigar's looking really, really low, but a very nice provoke there, so he's able to shake this defense break and maybe just stay alive a little bit longer.
Yeah, this is actually a really close game still, because ZEZAS lost the threat, but MINISHINI still has the threat.
Yeah, let's see if the Angela can provide lots of sustain, keeping this Julian alive. We do have immunity that's going to be coming up here, and he has no way to strip that, so very fortunate there for ZEZAS that he has that, but he has got to keep this Julian back and this Angela back from potentially healing up and getting those shields there that MINISHINI wants so desperately.
Yeah, this Angela is going to go to work right now. Angela and Julian, such a devastating pair.
Yeah, and that's a ton of damage. Once again, that second skill's been 50%ing a lot of units out here, and it looks like Water Twin Angels is not going to handle that damage very, very well. So there is a little bit of sustain. Velagil hoping for the additional turns just like that to heal up those Water Twin Angels. So Water Twin Angels looking very healthy right now.
Yeah, the Julians is just buying time. The longer this game drags out, the worse it is going to be for ZEZAS.
Oh man, there's that additional turn once again. Water Twin Angels is going to be dropping there, and suddenly ZEZAS is running out of time.
Yes, so earlier on in the interview, we were talking about how ZEZAS is going to deal with Julian. It seems like he still don't have an answer for Julian.
Oh, Julian's just so powerful right there, and it looks like ZEZAS is trying to go after the Julian to suck the life from Angela here, because Julian's going to be using that Angela HP pool to keep itself alive.
Yeah, that is always the right pick because Angela might be built on revenge, like violent revenge, so he should be tunneling the damage into Julian as well. But Julian's also built on Nemesis.
Oof, and there's no more pushing there. MINISHINI with the round 1 victory over ZEZAS.
Yeah, great Angela pick. Angela Julian duo.
Well, let's see what happens if we're going to get a adjustment here, especially into the pre-ban. Julian can't help but see this unit in the pre-ban already.
Of course, Julian's going to get banned. And MINISHINI could consider banning out of one of the units that ZEZAS picks, like one of the holy trinities that ZEZAS picks.
Wow. So, Water Twin Angels catching a ban by MINISHINI. And then we're going to see the Wadjet get banned out by ZEZAS. So, is there going to be a response here to the Julian? Because I can't help but think that Julian just gets slammed down once again for MINISHINI.
They both don't want the other person to take first turn. That's why the Ramel and Judai was banned and the Wedjet was banned.
Right, so there's that Velagil coming out for ZEZAS. We've got Heigang Saga coming out for MINISHINI. Is this going to be a Gianna draft coming out of MINISHINI now?
Very intelligent drafting by MINISHINI because he probably doesn't want to deal with Heigang and Velagil.
Yep, well, we do have speed leads coming out for ZEZAS for both teams, actually, with the Ciara as well. A Shower's in the draft here for ZEZAS. He's got 2 more picks here after seeing Kavachi and Ciara. I kind of feel like we're showcasing a Gianna last pick for MINISHINI.
ZEZAS ripping a page out of TOPAV's book, drafting the Sekhmet, and maybe even a Juno.
He's going to go with 2 turn 1 units. Sekhmet and Ethna wrapping up ZEZAS' draft. He wants to stop whatever MINISHINI is going to be doing with these high-speed units.
Both don't want to give the other person first turn.
Yeah, not at all. Let's see what this last pick's going to be. It's going to be a Chow. It's not going to be the Gianna like I thought it was going to be. It's going to be a very tanky, tough to get rid of unit. Are we looking at an Ethna ban if that's going to be it?
I actually like the Chow a lot, but it was Laura, and Laura isn't bad as well.
Well, both players do have speed leads. Are we looking at double speed lead ban in this match?
Banning one of the fast monsters. I like the Sekhmet ban because Sekhmet counters the Kvarchi really well. I would also like ZEZAS to pick a Juno instead of a Ethna, but let's see how the Ethna performs. Ethna doesn't look so bad as well.
Yep, well, ZEZAS has that turn 1 advantage right now with that Ethna and 24 speed lead. So let's see what happens as we get into round number 2 with ZEZAS and MINISHINI. We've got the Kavachi giving us turn 1.
Outsped the Ethna. That Ethna is a violent Ethna. 100%.
It has to be. There's no way Ethna should have been not taking turn 1 here. And the Kavachi was also faster than that Laura as well.
Yeah, in this match,
man.
in this match, just violent Ethna for the lose.
Yeah, I think that's the results here. So we get a full team provoke coming from Cigar. We get a full team stun and not a full team slow. We do have one slow that's on the Chandra.
If he could stop the Kvarchi from moving, then ZEZAS could have took advantage of the game.
Yep, there's that reset Veligil. Veligil not able to do anything with that violent proc, just a little bit of damage coming towards that Laura, but Laura's going to handle it very well. Looking for the defense break and provoke. That it does land on top of that Ethna. There's the additional turns, and here comes a big third skill. He can use it to just deal a ton of damage to ZEZAS' team here.
Yeah, good game. Violent Ethna.
Yeah, so definitely, I think you were kind of right. If it was a Juno in that place over an Ethna, maybe it would have been a little bit better situation there for ZEZAS, because the violent Ethna, not the thing if that's exactly what that was, and it almost had to be because he had the 24 speed lead and the Ethna. Here comes that second skill, trying to stun and slow everybody here in Fire Desert Warrior, trying to do all that he can.
Well, the Ethna wasn't that horrible of a pick. It challenged speed, but the problem was it was on violent, so...
Exactly. I mean, I don't know if he has another Ethna in his draft that is built Swift, and he just happened to have one Violent or Swift. In that case, the Swift Ethna would have been phenomenal in this case here. But there's the additional turns rolling out. This defense break sitting on top of the Veligil, reduced attack bar of everybody. And there you have it. That is a round 2 victory going to MINISHINI.
Okay, but to defend ZEZAS a little bit, he didn't know that Kvarchi was not on Will.
But did we showcase that in our first match when it came to MINISHINI and our very first match? I already forgot MINISHINI's first opponent there. But I do think we had a Ren, and we had that Ren come in there to take advantage of the non-Will Kvarchi.
Yeah, but ZEZAS was just worried about TUANTUAN. TUANTUAN's a huge mountain.
That is true. That is definitely true here. So let's see what happens. We got those new pre-bans here. We've got the Hagang. We've got the Kavachi in the pre-ban. MINISHINI, once again, he has turn 1 here. He has a first pick here.
Probably gonna pick the Ramel and Judaya.
I would agree. I do think these players should be probably, bouncing back and forth with this unit, but it looks like MINISHINI, he's going to take Prio and say Sagai's going to be that unit. ZEZAS locking in that Ramel and Judaya, the Water Twin Angels, with that Fire Desert Warrior.
Cigar was also a great pick because MINISHINI has the Wedgeat, but that means you give ZEZAS the Ramel and Judaya. I say Ramel and Judaya because it pairs a little bit better with Julian, and he didn't ban the Julian.
Yep, so there's that Ethna coming back to the table here. There's the Juno, Ethna Juno being drafted by ZEZAS. And let's see what MINISHINI is going to be wrapping up his draft here. After seeing these units get drafted by ZEZAS, it's going to be Julianne, I think, is 100% making it in the match. What is this last pick going to be?
It could just be a run back with Angela, but I would like a Ragdoll. Angela is great as well. Let's just see what MINISHINI wants to pick.
Ooh, we're going to see not Ragdoll, but Chow. We got his different brother coming in here. And ZEZAS, he's just slamming down that Feng Yan. The Feng Yan is a direct response to this Chow.
A water unit brings a lot of diversity in your draft. So Chow wasn't that horrible of a pick, but he already has like a wind unit. Now he gets Ethna or Feng Yan into the draft against your Chow. So let's just see how ZEZAS responds with the ban. It could be both. Okay, Feng Yan and Julian. The highest volatility.
So Feng Yan's out of here. Yep, Julianne's going to catch that ban. So let's see what happens. We got 24 speed leads for both players here. I can't help but think Wadjet is going to be taking that turn 1 because we know MINISHINI has a pretty fast set sitting on that Wadjet.
I'm hoping Water Twin Angel armor breaks and then you see a dead unit. But I'm not sure. Also, interesting to note that ZEZAS is faster than MINISHINI.
Yeah, that is very true. I mean, that Water Twin Angel is going faster than the Wadjet because the Wadjet's been catching a lot of priority for MINISHINI. But no defense breaks did land on top of this Wadjet, which seemed to be the unit that he really wanted to get rid of. But we've got Veligil cleansing everybody, giving 3-turn immunity. And we've got Saga looking for the reset to stop the Juno from stripping.
Because that's a violent Ethna, you know that Ethna is going to be really tanky, and the Ashura is going to keep healing that Ethna. So I would like to see like how long it would take for MINISHINI to end Ethna's health.
Yep, let's see what happens. We've got Wadjet looking for some more attack bar pushback, potentially just pushing back that Juno, stopping it from healing up and whatnot. But it looks like it's going to be Ethna. Ethna is going to get the attention right now, looking for a defense break to land on the Ashura. Does land that defense break as well. We have another defense break and provoke coming out here, and he opts to just go for more damage, not landing anything else onto that Ashura.
Wow, big damage from Chao.
Huge damage from Chao. He removes that Fire Desert Warrior from the field here, and it looks like more attack bar pushback, more damage going into this Ethna. Ethna seems to be the next unit on MINISHINI's list.
Yeah, definitely the Ethna is marked for death right now. But he,
for sure,
the
I mean,
Ethna
we're
could
getting...
proc.
The Ethna, exactly. The Ethna can proc. This is why we run Violent Ethna. So hopefully that is going to be the situation here to just elongate this match just a little bit longer. But we're going to have this Wadjet boosting up his team here. Still Ethna is the unit of focus right now. There's that additional turn. Is it going to be enough to change the tides here? Does land that stun on top of the Veligil. And I do think ZEZAS has got to use that second skill potentially. But it may be more healing for this Wadjet here.
ZEZAS couldn't second skill with Ethna because of the anti-crit buff as well. So it was really smart for him to hold back on the second skill.
Yeah, for sure. There's that second skill going out there. Does drop a Veligil. So ZEZAS trying to catch a little bit of room to breathe. More attack bar pushback's going to be coming out here. Is it going to be enough to push back? He doesn't have to push back because he has Cigar going next. And Cigar's got skills available. There's that third skill going out, getting the reset, and provokes laying across the field here. Justice is going to be ready. This could be it for Ethna. Ethna does stay alive a little bit longer, though.
Yeah, Ethna built very tanky because on Violent.
There's that defense break and provoke on top of the Ethna. Defense break's not going to be helping it. Justice is... Oh, not Justice. Chao's going to be enough there to drop that Ethna. So let's see what happens, because we do have a little bit of sustain. The anti-crit, the defense buff that's going to be coming from Wadjet here. Just a little bit of damage going towards this Water Twin Angels, boosting up this Juno. Juno's got a lot of work ahead of her.
Yeah, the anti-crit buff and defense buff is going to be really hard for ZEZAS to push through with Juno. He's going to have to spend a turn stripping and then spend another turn doing skill 1.
Opting to not go for the strip there and just putting that damage directly into the Chao. Chao should be catching all the attention right now for ZEZAS. He has to get rid of this unit. He needs to see these additional turns, these despair stuns, anything to catch a little bit of ground.
Yeah, at that point I would try to luck sack and skill 2 with Juno, hope it stuns everybody, but he opted to just do skill 1 for more damage and turns.
Yeah, big leg press right there from that Cigar, or Wind and Bison, getting that reset, the attack bar reduction. It's looking really grim for ZEZAS right now, but he is able to drop that Chao. Is that going to be enough?
Those are some good artifacts on ZEZAS Juno.
Yep, it really is. Now, we do have a little bit of attack bar pushback coming from the Wadjet, so Wadjet can kind of stop this unit from getting turns here, but is it going to be enough there? So we do have the healing coming out, and you know what? I think ZEZAS has this with the Juno.
Yeah, Wadjet doesn't beat the Juno. That's the problem. 25k per hit.
Woo! ZEZAS claps back with round 3 victory over MINISHINI.
Great artifacts from ZEZAS Juno.
Yep, for sure. So here we go, guys. We're going to get a round number 4 with the pre-bans from last time. Hey, gang, and that Kavachi, they're going to be available as we get into round number 4. New pre-bans locking in right now.
I think ZEZAS could actually consider banning MINISHINI's either Julian or Gianna over here. And Julian got banned.
Yep, Julian's going to catch that ban. The Water Twin Angel is going to catch that ban as well. Very interesting to see that here. ZEZAS with the first pick. Do we choose to take something away, or are we going to be locking in that Cigar potential?
So you telepathically read that. It was Cigar.
Yeah. Cigar is going to be first picked by ZEZAS. MINISHINI looking to respond and see what he's going to be opening his draft with. And it is going to be Kavachi and Ciara this time.
Wow, he gives him the Chandra? He gave him Chandra and Bella? Let's see about this. Oh, he went with Vanessa. Okay.
Going to take the 33? I think he might take the 33 to really synergize with some faster units.
Vanessa is actually a better speed lead into Ciara than Chandra is. So I like that pick from ZEZAS.
I like this change. I think ZEZAS definitely changing up the draft, and I think that's what needs to happen if he's going to be clapping back here. So locks in 33, has the Miles. I think Miles is an excellent unit. MINISHINI goes with the Hey Gang Gianna.
Yeah, you know the Gianna's coming out if it went through the pre-ban, for sure.
Yep, exactly. So let's see what ZEZAS is going to be drafting here. I can't help but think it's going to be some very fast units. And Josephine's not known to be one of those very fast units. It looks like this is an absolute pivot here. So he's going with turn 2 units. The Josephine's coming in. We've got the Fire Monkey coming in. We're seeing an interesting LD Nat 5, Thompson. This is the Doc Indra.
Devaraja in the house.
Devaraja, the last pick coming out for MINISHINI. We're going to see that Kavachi catching the ban here and the Josephine catching the ban as well. So we're getting a full Oracle team here. The Ciara, the Gianna coming through with a 24 speed lead for MINISHINI and a 33 for ZEZAS.
Yeah, very good ban by MINISHINI. Now Gianna could just reign supreme in this match if it goes off.
Let's see what happens. That 33 and Miles with great synergy looking to stun up that Gianna.
Well, nothing will happen because he has Hey Gang to protect it.
Oh, very true. So he does go with the double proc there, so which is very fortunate. So skill ones go into the Gianna. Gianna getting 50% right now. Stuns going across the board. So no additional turns coming out of ZEZAS with additional bomb coming out here. He can choose to put this onto... He's going to double bomb the Fire Monkey King.
Good respect for the Monkey King, but Devaraja is probably going to take over the game right now.
Oh, let's see if that's what happens here. We do have second skill available. We could be glancing everybody, which is not a bad idea because there's not going to be a lot of buffs, or any buffs for that matter, coming out for ZEZAS.
A little misplay from MINISHINI. I would try to push attack bar back on the Monkey first, but he decided to give Monkey a turn with AoE glancing, so that's fine as well. He looks
Let's see what this bomb damage is going to be looking at. So he's going to... Oh my god, is he going to eat a third bomb? Do you third bomb this Fire Monkey King?
It was just really hard for ZEZAS. Like in the pre-ban, he had to either ban Julian or Gianna, and MINISHINI just has so many answers and so many units for ZEZAS to have to worry about.
Oh my god, that additional turn does ZEZAS no favors here. So there's the 4th bomb on the field. We do have third skill. He's not even going to push that button here. We're just going to be looking at more attack bar pushback, looking to get some stuns. There's the death to the bombs, the Fire Monkey King. And we've got some provokes on the field, which is very, very fortunate here for MINISHINI. More additional turns rolling out. The bomb can go out to absolutely anybody here. He's going to be stunning everybody up with this Gianna. MINISHINI in full control of ZEZAS.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Gianna just did way too much this game. Didn't even matter about the Devaraja. It could have been any unit.
Wow, MINISHINI showing us what's up with that hard control comp. Man, Stoic, Ciara could place so many... She placed a bomb for every one that she has missed in all of SWC 2024 thus far.
Yep, a lot of additional turns rolling out and bombs were happening. Ciara, Gianna, you know, knowing that they're not the best daughters. Like, they're just the best units, man. They were laying the bombs down and just put way too much pressure on ZEZAS in that map.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like ZEZAS let MINISHINI draft too comfortably. He actually just went Ciara, double strip, and a control unit to win the last game. I mean, hats off to MINISHINI for winning, and good job for ZEZAS for making it this far. Really proud of it.
You know, Thompson, I'm really glad that you said that, because what I wanted to ask you next is what happened with ZEZAS. ZEZAS had such a great showing in his first game in the quarterfinals, but now that we're in the semis, it just seemed like he couldn't quite find that pacing. Or what do you think went wrong for him?
Oh, absolutely. It's because MINISHINI just has too many answers. Like, the pre-ban was either going to be a Julian or a Gianna, but it's kind of like pick your poison. If you pre-ban Julian, which he did, he had to deal with Gianna. And I was saying, like, I was kind of leaning towards Gianna, and he wanted to deal with Gianna, but it's just too many answers for ZEZAS to have to answer to, you know? MINISHINI has too many LDs for him to answer to.
There were a lot of problems out there. Man, that game that we just saw pass in the highlights, though, I need someone to have the same faith in me that ZEZAS had in that Juno. When she took that victory up against Chao in the world with just a dream, Stoic, like that was my favorite game so far, I think.
I know. I didn't think Juno was going to do it there, but I thought Chao was going to be, you know, everything that they needed to handle that. But well done. That's actually Thompson called it out there, and it's just artifacts, man. When you put that time into your artifacts, your units can pump out a massive amount of damage, and that's what happened. Juno stayed alive and put that work in and got that victory. It was huge.
And patience, I will say, too, because you know how, Thompson, you made a really good note that he was abstaining from using that skill, too. He didn't want to give any potential healing. Like, even if it landed the dots, Wedget could have given healing off of that, and it would have sustained the rest of the team and made it even harder for his Juno to come back. So patience there, as well as the draft and the operation, was super clean. Now we're coming up to TOPAV versus TRUEWHALE. This is a big one. This is our last semifinals of the day, and we will have our 2 qualifying players for the America's Cup. Now, Thompson, tell me a little bit more about TOPAV.
Yeah, TOPAV always drafting really clean, playing around Chandra, Bella Cigar, and not allowing you to take first turn with Young Hong. And if you want to take first turn with Young Hong, he's going to counter you right back with Ragdoll. Really like the way TOPAV plays. He actually did his homework, and he played really well against Kavarchi. So I would really like to see what TOPAV does against TRUEWHALE.
Yeah, he navigated that extremely well. And then, of course, Stoic, we've got TRUEWHALE, the returning finalist from SWC's past.
Yep, that's right. I mean, it's a tough match, but these two are very familiar with each other, you know. So it's not like TOPAV's coming in here blindfolded and not ready or not prepared, because these two have faced each other throughout the years of SWC. But you can't help but look at that massive box that TRUEWHALE has. There's just so many units at his disposal. There's a lot to worry about, and it kind of weighs back to like TOPAV and how well he can handle just the different avenues that TRUEWHALE is able to take with his draft here. But we'll find out, guys, because we're getting into it right here. Pre-bans are going to be rolling out very shortly with our first match with TOPAV versus TRUEWHALE.
Yep, Chandra Bella Cigar versus LDs. Let's go.
I mean, that ultimately that's what it's going to be coming down to. Like, how does Topa not take the Chandra Vela cigar? And you know what? TRUEWHALE's going to look into that. That is brutal. TRUEWHALE's going for the throat. Bans the Chandra out here, but to no surprise, seeing Gianna in the pre-ban by TOPAV.
Yes, Gianna pre-ban, very good pre-ban. But now you leave TRUEWHALE very comfortably picking his core, which is going to be you know, Julianne and yeah, Laura, Oliver.
Now, if I'm TOPAV, I feel like you should have known this is happening. Knowing that, you know, your Ragdoll and your Yan Hong are in ban territory, or even like steal territory for TRUEWHALE. But you got to know that you're not going to get your bread and butter, those 3 units going through. So let's see what happens, because I like that TOPAV is opting for the 33 speed lead, does take that segment. I think this is totally fine. TRUEWHALE not opting for LDs just yet. We do know the Julianne is in that backfield right now, but the Water, Twin Angels, and that Fire Bayek coming to the table here with TRUEWHALE.
Yeah, TOPAV not going for that first turn anymore. I'm pretty sure TOPAV is going to try to look for a kind of pivot to sustain from the damage that TRUEWHALE possesses. Oh, he went for all in. He's going to try to take that first turn and snipe out a unit with Young Hong.
Yeah, very interesting. I kind of like this. I like that we're going to be contesting. Yeah, you know, this reminds me of Japan, where TRUEWHALE drafts a Leo, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know about that. But Leo, it's a good pick. It's still a good pick here.
Yeah, because all of Topa's units are dealing damage through speed, so Leo could be really strong of a pick over here.
And no LD5s being showcased by TRUEWHALE here. We drop in that Leo, we wrap up our draft, bringing in that Veladriel, so we have a Veladriel Cigar combination here. So interesting decisions here for TRUEWHALE, opting for none of those like high volatility units that he could have brought. And we're gonna see a Vertiheal. Now Vertiheal, to no surprise, showcasing that Leo will be going through right now.
Yeah, it's probably going to be Leo and Vertiheal ban. I don't think anyone wants to make a gamble or 50-50 ban from here.
Yeah, let's see if those are going to be the bans. Because I feel like it's kind of anyone's game at the moment. You know, I do think TOPAV takes that turn 1. You nailed it, and it is going to be a Verti heal ban, and it is going to be a Leo ban here. And we've got speed leads for both players. I don't see TRUEWHALE taking turn 1 here.
Yeah, no, TRUEWHALE's not taking turn 1. But the turn 2 will be quite strong because he has the Ash Shower in the back.
Well, let's see what happens.
Also, there's no point. Yeah, there's no point resetting the Water Twin Angel because the Water Twin Angel strength is boosting attack bar.
Yep, that is indeed can happen here. Let's see what the third skill. Does he land this? He actually gets that land on top of the Cigar. Cigar does get reset there. And we have Masha. You know, he's poking at it. He's not choosing to do that second skill just yet.
Yeah, now he could go for the armor break or the stun. The stun is very inconsistent from Romel and Judaya, so yeah.
It is very inconsistent. That's not something that you see often. Anytime that I see a quad stun coming out of the Water Twin Angels, it's always like a unicorn. Like you just don't see it.
Yeah, Ashar. They both the procs were even. They both got the proc, but because TOPAV didn't fast link, he still has the Cigar alive, which is kind of unfortunate.
That's very unfortunate. I was actually expecting him to use that fast link. I'm curious why he didn't go down that route there. But now there's a lot of defense breaks on the other side of the field. We have different opportunities for that fast link to happen because it will happen here.
Yeah, one unit's dead. Fast link is going to kill off a unit, and he's going to get full attack bar from fast link.
Yep, let's see what he's going to be taking out here. Maybe that Cigar, potentially that Villagewell to have his Oliver not have any issues with immunity here.
Yeah, Ashur is gonna provide a lot of healing and damage, so definitely the Mark of Death is on a shower.
Yep, so he's going to finish off the shower here with his Masha. Drops that unit. No additional turns coming out of the Masha, which could be super oppressive. Third skill available on Chiming Voice here on our Sekhmet. Does land on top of the Cigar, so that was much needed. No Provoke's going to be landing on top of our Oliver. I think TOPAV is kind of in the driver's seat right now.
Yeah, the Oliver is just going to dance around TRUEWHALE's team, so the Oliver's going to take over the game right now. Huge slow.
Yeah, well done, TOPAV. Yeah, so a lot of damage coming towards this Villagewell. Villagewell is going to be looking like he's going to be out of here soon. We know we don't have any skills up on the Cigar just yet, but of course you can see Oliver has got... Oh, we do have a second skill available. Okay, that kind of has to land on the Oliver to stop him from doing things here. Nice additional turns from Cigar, though.
That proc is actually really scary because that means either the Masha is going to proc or the Oliver might proc.
Yep, let's see. We've got a big second skill. Looking to drop that Sekhmet. Doesn't get that kill just yet. Fast Link is ready. Maybe we go ahead and we drop out this Villagewell.
He gains almost full attack bar from Fast Link on that play.
Huge. Now, TOPAV feeling very, very comfortable knowing he doesn't have to worry about that Villagewell whatsoever. We do have skills available, though, for Cigar. So Cigar does have third skill. We could be laying it down onto the Masha, stopping that unit. Oh, looks like we're going to go for the reset onto the Oliver instead.
Yeah, the Masha is just really hard for TRUEWHALE to deal with. I'm surprised TRUEWHALE went for the AoE stun at the very beginning. I was hoping he goes for the armor break to land some strips and armor break first turn.
Yeah, let's see. I do think he goes into the Cigar here. He does! He gets a ton of damage, almost one-shots that unit here. Now, there is immunity, so we can't be stunning up this Masha at all, but we can get a little bit of a stun here onto this Oliver, but choosing to go for just pushing up our Cigar, and he does go for the second skill. Lands that, but he is going to be losing to Cigar to this Masha, and there's no way this Rumel and Jodiah is going to be finishing off this massive Masha.
Correct, Stoic. We're moving on to the next game.
Yeah, for sure. So they're just going to be playing it. They're going through the motions right now. I believe they're just thinking about the next match here. So let's see what happens. It's just going to be a ton of poke damage coming into Masha. A little bit more damage back and forth. Masha's somehow not receiving any crits, and this is a unit that we usually do see crits coming from him.
Yeah, I would really like to see TRUEWHALE consider his draft on the next pick, and instead of Ashur, he could maybe consider throwing in a Julian.
This is a Masha that we don't often see, and a Masha that's not critting Wada. Because right now, I think TRUEWHALE's kind of safe if he keeps, you know, plugging away at this Masha. Honestly, if this Masha just refuses to crit is what's happening right now.
Or refuses to land slow, or refuses to armor break.
Yeah, TOPAV getting very unlucky right now because Masha is known to get out of these situations, and honestly, I think TRUEWHALE has it.
TRUEWHALE got some minus fire on that Twin Angel. Let me tell you.
He's got a minus something. TRUEWHALE taking round 1 away from TOPAV.
Wow, what a comeback.
Honestly, yeah, I mean, we called it ages ago. Like, that Masha is just known for shutting down units, even if it's opposite element. And this was not the case. This was not the Masha that we thought we knew, because we've seen Masha just crit through water all the time. Elemental King Masha, we all know this meme.
Back to back America's Cup champion, TRUEWHALE is definitely built different.
100%. Now we see that Julian back in the pre-ban. We get the Hay Gang back in the pre-ban as well with TOPAV with the first pick. Let's see what he's going to be taking away from TRUEWHALE, potentially first picking that Chandra or that Saga.
Yeah, finally Topa gets to his Cigar or Chandra. Now he's more comfortable and get to play in his bag.
Yep, there's the Water Twin Angels once again being showcased by TRUEWHALE with that Fire Baek as well being drafted.
Yeah, we know that Twin Angel is representing a lot of speed, so Topa wants to challenge it with a Yanghong.
Yep, Yanhong, Chandra, easily picked here by TOPAV. We've seen this draft before. TRUEWHALE going to be drafting the Gianna. We know this is such a good unit. And an Escher. Are we demanding turn 1?
Yeah, pretty much every draft, if Julian doesn't get banned, then TRUEWHALE's going to pick Gianna. If Gianna gets pre-banned, then TRUEWHALE might just going to pick Julian.
What this last pick is going to be for TOPAV and TRUEWHALE. Very interesting to see. He's going to be locking down an additional speed lead. TOPAV is going to be contesting that turn 1. We've got an Ethna, we've got a Yanhong. Now, is it too all in for TRUEWHALE to be drafting that Escher already without having a speed lead as well? Oh, he does have a speed lead.
We're going to see about this. He could slam a Ragdoll, so we'll see what he does over here. Or any fire unit to contest the 3 wind units, right?
Yeah, well, that fire unit's definitely going to be the Vertiheal. I think we're going to be letting the Ethna through with a ban potentially onto this Yanhong. Let's see what happens here with our bans.
There seems to be a lot of uncertainty with the Vertiheal on TRUEWHALE's side for that pick.
Yeah, so he does lock it in there. So he has that, and it is going to be catching a ban. So he bans out the Oliver, and that Vertiheal is going to be catching a ban. 24 speed lead for both players here. How fast is the Ethna? Can it outspeed this Escher?
Escher is moving first, and Gianna's moving second. I mean, Ramel Jedi is moving second.
Yeah, it is definitely going to be fast enough. That's crazy that he was able to get Escher, Gianna, and the Water Twin Angels to move before this Yanhong and the... Wait, he boosted up the Fire Baek?
Yeah, to get the kill. Gianna was going to move next anyway.
Yeah, that's crazy. Full team stun, goes out there. No additional turns coming out from TOPAV here. He can just poke with a third skill, goes right onto the Ethna. Ethna takes a massive amount of damage. TRUEWHALE in the driver's seat in this round number 2.
Gianna is just too oppressive. Stuns the whole team, drops bombs. So hard to draft around Gianna.
It is. So no bombs going to be dropping there, but TRUEWHALE has just such an advantage right now that landing the bombs is the last of the problems. Round 2 victory goes to TRUEWHALE.
I think the previous battle took a lot of TOPAV when the Masha couldn't defeat Ramel and Judaya.
Definitely. That was so unfortunate to see something like that. So crazy. But we have those pre-bans in that last round. Julian and Hay Gang, they are available as we get into round number 3. TRUEWHALE is looking at match point here. New pre-bans locking in now.
TRUEWHALE's not even worried about Yanghong or Ragdoll.
No, not at all. The Chandra is going to be catching the ban. The Water Twin Angels catching the ban, not banning out any of the LD Nat 5s, not the Gianna, not nothing. It is going to be Water Twin Angels.
Now Topa might run with Oliver, right?
I think it was Oliver Sekhmet that he had went with, so he is locking in that 33 speed lead and that very fast unit Sekhmet.
Both 33s getting picked.
No surprise to see a 33 come out after seeing another one being drafted, but it is going to be Escher. He's locking in that Escher. TRUEWHALE wants that turn 1, and I think this is where TOPAV may need to pivot. Now, I don't know if we're too invested into turn 1, locking into 33 speed lead with Sekhmet. Do you pivot into complete turn 2 with these last 3 picks?
Good call, Stoic, on the pivot, because TOPAV knows that he can't outspeed TRUEWHALE's Escher, so he pivots. Great call.
Yep, it is going to be the Juno, is going to be Ragdoll coming out here for TOPAV. Ragdoll, he's one of the best pivoting units. He's one of the best LD Nat 5s out there. Definitely something that TRUEWHALE has his sights on. He knows this is a very good unit for TOPAV, but it looks like he's going to be drafting his own Masha in Julianne.
Yeah, TRUEWHALE is just taking turns picking Julianne or Gianna. It's just going to be really hard for TOPAV to deal with.
That is a true superpower when you have a Gianna and a Julianne. Isn't that right, Thompson?
Leo's poses a pretty huge threat for Julianne. It could be banned out.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening. I don't see that Leo making it in here, and Leo does catch that ban. Vanessa's gonna catch that ban, so we do have potential turn 1 territory right now for TOPAV. It's a 33, and of course this Sekhmet. So turn 1 will go to TOPAV. We have options of either resetting the Escher or this Saga. Oh, unfortunate.
Resist.
That is extremely unfortunate. We could be setting up a defense break and then smashing something with a speed buff Julianne.
Huge resist from Oliver. Whoa!
Whoa! AoE Despair Stuns coming out of TOPAV. He's trying to shut down TRUEWHALE right here. We even have some dots onto the field, so we can pile in those dots with some ragdoll attacks here. Looking for a dismount on top of the Masha, landing 3 dots there, so do a little bit of damage now. We have third skill. He can reduce the attack bar. You get a nice little reset, and he is going to go onto that Julianne. He doesn't want Julianne taking any turns here, and he's giving more attention to the Masha.
Yes, Stoic, I have a question. Does
Yes.
TOPAV has a Gianna or a Juno?
I know. Like, what was that? He's got both. You know, he's got the dots. He's got, you know, lots of advantages here. This is crazy that he was able to do that. He can push for the dismount. I don't think he will. He's going to let the dots finish off. So that was very smart to pile in those dots on top of the Masha.
Yeah, first Topa misses the reset on Escher, and then the Cigar misses the reset and pushback on Oliver, and then Juno AoE stuns. This is really yeah, this game was written in the first turn.
Yep, it really
Going
was.
for another
It was
AoE
beautiful.
stun.
That's so crazy. That's wild. TOPAV finally it gets a change of win and gets his victory here in round number 3.
Yeah, congrats to TOPAV for pulling a Gianna last second.
Yeah, well done. Those are your pre-bans from last time. The Water Twin Angels and the Chandra. They are available as we get into round number 4. TRUEWHALE still at match point right now. New pre-bans locking in now. Is it a Gianna pre-ban? It
Gianna,
is
yeah.
a Gianna pre-ban. Now, are we going to be locking in a Oliver? Are we locking in that Saga for TOPAV?
It could be a Ramel Jediah. Well, let's see what speed lead TOPAV chooses. Yeah, definitely Ramel Jediah. If he doesn't pick it, then TRUEWHALE will take it away from TOPAV. Because now TRUEWHALE has Ramel Jediah and a Shure combo, or Ramel Jediah and Julianne combo.
Yep, indeed. Now I'm really liking this Ramil Jediah combination with this Fire Bayek. I feel like this is a really good combo. TRUEWHALE's using it very, very well. I'm curious how fast this Fire Desert Warrior has to be to make TRUEWHALE's draft look as well as it has been with these 2 combo units.
It actually doesn't need to be that fast because Assure also needs a lot of other stats, but he's using the boost from the Twin Angel to make it seem like it moves really fast.
Very, very true. So we've got the Chandra, we've got the Vela, we have the core team coming out for TOPAV. So we get to see how well TRUEWHALE can handle the trio being drafted by TOPAV, because right now, that bread and butter, this is probably TOPAV's best chance at getting a victory here. And just to see how TRUEWHALE is going to handle it, he does have double speed lead. He did lock in that Laura. TOPAV slams down that Ragdoll and that Juno.
I do like the Ragdoll and Juno a lot. Another pick that TOPAV could kind of go with, but kind of has to be a little bit scared is also the Federica as well. Scared because the other TRUEWHALE has Ramel and Judaya.
Yeah, let's see what this
But
last
both,
pick's going to be. It is going to be Masha. He locks in that Masha.
Yeah, the Laura's definitely getting through. Both Juno and Ragdoll deals with Laura really well. The ban could be going to... Okay. Ramel and Judaya it is.
Yep, Ramel Judaya gets the ban. Ragdoll's going to be getting the ban. Speed leads for both players here, but we are probably showcasing a Laura turn 1 by TRUEWHALE.
Yeah, this way... wow, that's a really fast Sierra. That Sierra outsped TOPAV's whole team.
Oh, man, and that might work out really well, but Juno may have something to say about it. Does get a Despair Stun, dots across the entire board of TRUEWHALE. Stuns up that Fire Bear.
Yeah, let me tell you, this Sierra is built different. Wow. I'm
Yep,
surprised he
lands
didn't go
that
for
bomb
the kill.
as well. I know, I was actually expecting him to go for the kill there, but that bomb damage, almost enough, and maybe that dot damage is going to be enough there, but we are going to get a little bit of sustain on this field. Goes for that reset on top of the Masha.
Oh my god, it looks like TOPAV stabilized.
Yeah, TOPAV did stabilize. We are not seeing a dead Veljul just yet. The provoke can come out here on any of these units. All these units are provoked right now. And we see Ciara getting stunned up. So a Despair Stun comes out from this Juno. The bread and butter is actually working out here for TOPAV.
Dismounting the Masha, also landing that stun.
Yeah, that is a very, very nice stun, but the additional turn's going to be coming out here for the Laura. Does go for the big second skill. Not getting a slow on top of that Juno here. A little bit of damage goes in. Well, I'm not sure what that was because it's got a hug sitting on top of that Cigar.
That back-to-back proc from TRUEWHALE just ended the game. It was a Laura proc into a Assure proc.
It was. There's more additional turns going to be raining in. We have a third skill happening. That's going to be a lot of additional damage, potentially stripping that hug as well. And it is. And there you have it, the round 4 victory in TRUEWHALE. Taking down TOPAV.
Oh, great win from TRUEWHALE. That's why you ruin him on Violent, huh, Thompson? The 2 back-to-back was too much pressure for poor Topa in that last round there.
Yeah, it was
man.
those units that TRUEWHALE had the procs on were also very impactful as well. Like a Laura proc, really impactful. A Assure proc, really impactful. Low cooldowns, armor break, silence.
Absolutely. Assure, I think, might be like a candidate for one of the MVP monsters we've seen today, actually, Stoic. He's been having a great showing in this tournament.
Yep, I agree. A lot of players utilizing this unit, offering great sustain, offering incredible damage, and you know what? It sticks around. It's not a unit that it's like, oh, you know, we'll just kill this unit, not have to worry about it. Like Fireback, the Fire Desert Warrior, he really does. He sticks around and performs. And you know what? I believe it's underrated. The heal block. I think heal block is extremely underrated, and it's being utilized really well.
You know, that's a really, really good point, especially with all the passive, just incidental heals that we see out there right now. Like, I think Juno is a perfect example of that, right? It denies the heal that Juno would give to everyone. And look at this. This was a great moment for Topa when he didn't let that Julien take a single turn. I got to give it to him, Thompson. Topa knows how to navigate a game.
Yeah, the Assure, a standout unit was that you guys are talking about was the Assure, but the Assure works really well in the Ramel and Judaya comp because Ramel could boost up the Assure and either kill off a unit with armor break or strip and silence.
Extreme versatility there. Look at that, everybody. That's the journey that we just went on from the start of the tournament until now. We have now rounded out the semifinals, and we have our 2 qualified players for the America's Cup on October 12th in Las Vegas. MINISHINI and TRUEWHALE are the 2 moving forward from today. But don't fret if you loved watching the folks who might have lost their set. They will be making a reappearance in the redemption bracket next weekend on the 3rd day of the America's preliminaries. However, we have one more tournament between now and then, and that is day 2 of the America's prelims. We got all these folks lined up there. You get to look forward to Ladrillo's appearance in SWC from Legend Tournament fame. You get to look forward to Raigeki, and of course, all of the new faces coming in here for day 2 of the Americas prelims. It's going to be a great show. Stoic, we mentioned Ladrillo earlier, but man, yeah, I can't wait to see Jeff Boladão too. Oh my goodness. Thompson, you got a friend.
We got a cheerleader over there. Lulu, so cute.
He's a fan. He's TRUEWHALE's fan. TRUEWHALE fan moving forward there. Awesome, guys. And also, I'll tell you something else I'm a fan of. It's coupon codes. We got one more coupon for you today before we go. It's right at the bottom of your screen, right down there. All you got to do is type in that code if you're on Android, and if you're on iOS, look out for the links that are going to be appearing in chat. Thank you to our mods. Man, guys, this has been just an incredible tournament. Thompson, are you looking forward to tomorrow, man?
Looking for tomorrow. I enjoyed casting so much with you guys, and I'm just looking forward to see the great matches that we're gonna cast tomorrow.
Me too. I'm really looking forward to it. Stoic, I had a blast on day 1 with you guys. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. You looking forward to the tournament too?
Always looking forward to it. We've got a lot of people to look forward to, a lot of newcomers, and we have a lot of familiar faces, and it's always fun to watch these guys return to America's Cup and then new people to, make their statement. So let's see what happens for tomorrow's tournament.
Stay tuned for tomorrow. It's day 2. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.